So won't you sit
and just vibe, just vibe, just vibe, yeah. Got another one,
yeah, another one. So won't you sit
and just vibe, just vibe, just vibe, yeah. Used to want the wealth of 1,000 sheiks, closet full of Jordan and silk on my sheets. 100-man fleet, all strapped to the teeth. No need for beef, cause it's all love, still respect in these streets. And that was me 20 years ago, being serious. Before reality hit my inexperience, I thought everybody wants the same goal. We on the same team, getting to that end zone. But if you don't play your part, then we don't win. Accept your share of the blame, cause we all men. Everybody got their own path and it's different. But lack of empathy makes us indifferent. Your struggles ain't really greater than mine, but how you handle it is how your character is defined. No need to cry over wasted time, a thing of the past. A grown man now, only out for the cash.
So what you want, dub?
A mansion and a yacht and a whole bunch of cars on a 20-acre lot.
For what you need, dub?
Just 4 corners and a roof. Central AC, enough space for a booth.
For what you want, dub?
10 timepieces looking royal. Chilling by the pool, all covered in oil.
For what you need, dub?
Just one down like the soil. 6 or a 7 and she gotta be loyal.
So what you want?
It ain't about a want, it's what I need.
So what you want?
It ain't about a want, it's what I need.
So what you want?
It ain't about a want, it's what I need.
So what you want?
It ain't about a want, it's what I need. Reminisce on times that I was chasing a dream. Getting where I didn't throw a stake in the team. The light will shine bright with my face on the scene. Anxiety builds, I don't wanna be seen. Let me play the cut and just hem up the seams. Whatever it takes just to get that cream. Fuel to the fire so we get that steam. Made a whole city lit with a nigga from Queens who played jury with a judge that'll rip that spleen. Hunt what you kill and make that shit clean. Crush what you build, keep your self-esteem. But that only happens if you just believe. To make it up to heaven, yo, there's hell to achieve. A whole lot to finish before I cease to breathe. Give it to him straight, no trick up the sleeve. Duck the BS, I gotta bob and weave. I chill in the crib and I smoke my trees. A mansion and a yacht and a whole bunch of cars on a 20-acre lot.
For what you need, dub?
Just 4 corners and a roof. Central AC, enough space for a booth.
For what you want, dub?
10 timepieces looking royal. Chilling by the pool, all covered in oil.
For what you need, dub?
Just one down like the soil. 6 or a 7 and she gotta be loyal.
So what you want?
It ain't about a want, it's what I need.
So what you want?
It ain't about a want, it's what I need.
So what you want?
It ain't about a want, it's what I need.
So what you want?
It ain't about a want, it's what I need. We let the people know on how we make the speakers
City
blow.
Live, y'all. Come on.
Let all the people know
Everybody.
on how we make the speakers blow. You and your whip getting lit to this. Whether you on city strips or the middle of the sticks. The foundation that we built brick by brick, smooth as peppermint. This Carolina resident, never hesitant to run the interference. Might give them a sample, I didn't give them clearance. They seem incoherent at the sight of my appearance. They look into my eyes, all they see is perseverance. Maybe a little fearless, sipping that Uncle Nearest. Look at the rap game like ready to commandeer it. Then I'm disappearing like I don't wanna hear it. The face on my haters, hell yeah, I wanna cheer it. This ain't for the touchy-feely. Your support group might abort troops and the captain they report to. Sucker, you old news, now heed my command. I'll have boots on the ground from 1,000 different fans.
Yeah.
We let the people know
on how
we make the speakers
City
blow.
Live, y'all. Come on.
Let all the people know
Everybody.
on how we make the speakers blow.
Hey yo, you fucking with me, better get your shit right. I'm scarier than walking through Brownsville at midnight. Man, I've been there, the streets get darker than Wesley Snipes. You better have a gat, bat, or a knife. I was outside when niggas had Suzuki Samurais. Impala SS's, the hoes with fantasize. Speakers going dumb like E40 in the whip. And you know that I keep it, got the 40 in the whip. Got the 30 in the clip. If you checking out my drip, they say, right there, put the hop in the hip. I say you fucking right. Young and I've been nice. Like white people say, you're skating on thin ice. I was raised around savages. The shit that I seen make you say, damn, like fabulous. Niggas stretching coke just like Reed Richards. They moving that bass. Do you get the picture, my nigga.
Yeah,
We let the people
let 'em
know.
know. On how
We make the speakers
City
blow.
Live, y'all. Come on,
Let all the people know.
everybody.
On how we make the speakers blow.
Hey, y'all, I got a great new album in the mail today.
B-Dub Beats. Whether you're in the mood for romance or an intimate night of fondling and hardcore fucking. If you're into water sports, this is the soundtrack for you. Let your stream of conscience flow as you rock over B-Dub Beats. Cause you know you want it bad as I do. B-Dub Beats. Light her ass up. She said her shoulders hurt, but those B-Dub Beats were playing. Oh man. Some things are worth pulling out for, like B-Dub Beats. Here are the beats that made Florida Evans drop the punch bowl.
Fantastic album, man. Let me borrow it. No, my brother. You got to buy your own.
North Carolina is my home, here where the Smokies rise.
And we're live. Boop, 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 boop. Back in effect. It is the effing podcast. And it is me, B-Dub.
Hassan, a.k.a. Alpha Dog. Woof, woof.
And it's just us two in the building.
We're gonna hold y'all down.
I don't believe Buddha is going to be joining us this evening. Branson said he might slide through, but...
Kelly Joseph celebrating Mom Duke's birthday.
Yes, happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Mom Dukes.
That's right.
And many more. Okay, so we're going to start off with our customary shout-outs. We're going to give a shout-out to 8th and Fancy.
All right.
For all of your adult beverage snacks and needs. Then we're going to give a shout-out to Dank Drinks.
Dank Drinks.
The dankest of drinks. Then, of course, we're going to give a shout-out to Crimey Dealers.
Crimey.
Very crimey, very dealerish. And last but definitely not least, shout-out to the local plug. Please eat responsibly. Take a sip of my drink. It's been a very chill week in the city of Raleigh. It's been very calm this week, very smooth. It's been cold, but not brick. Well, actually, it did snow the other day. So
it was brick cold. We got a couple snow flurries a couple of days out of this week.
yeah, we get that snow that just sticks to the grass and nowhere else, and it causes schools to get shut down and people to buy all the bread up around and no milk and all that stuff. And
Get an inch of snow, everything shuts
yeah,
down.
an inch of snow, you'll see some cars on fire just like you did in that 2013 photo when that snowstorm hit Raleigh. So
We don't do well in snow.
Not doing well in snow at all. We're not a very snow-friendly city.
Well,
Things
I mean,
get shut down.
correct. But I mean, you gotta understand anything. Pretty much Virginia down, it's like a hit and miss as far as snow, because you're in the South and it gets warm pretty fast. So here in North Carolina, the average temperature is about 55 year round. So
Exactly. So it gets cold here. It's just that it's
that's
that
January and February.
Yeah, and then back in March it starts warming up. This is a place where it's like warm 7 months out the year. So
We ain't too hot now, like how Florida and Georgia is.
no, we're not Florida or Georgia.
That shit
but-
is stupid sticky.
Hell yeah. So there's been a lot going on this week. There's been quite a bit in the news popping up. I definitely want to get started with your boy in Michigan, because it's been one hell of a week.
Sherrone Moore.
Sherrone Moore
Yeah.
fired. There's been a lot going on with this. I'm sure you've heard the news by now. Your boy from Michigan, he's messing up big time. Your boy Sherrone Moore got fired for, I guess, dealing with white women.
No. He got fired because Michigan has like every other company and major university to protect themselves from litigation and stuff like that. They have a zero tolerance for fraternizing, meaning employees can't be dating each other. So what was reported was he had was having sex with someone that was up under him, which that's a no-no, and you in the power of leadership in corporate America or any big program, stuff like that, it's a no-no to have relations with your subordinates, because they feel like that because of your position you have the ability to manipulate them to do whatever. So in this case, it was reported that he had sexual relationship with a young lady that was up under him, and she was allegedly supposed to been pregnant, and I guess she tried to break it off, and he didn't take no for an answer. He got fired. When Michigan fired him, after he left the campus, he took his ass over there to her house. They allegedly reported that he broke in the house, got in a couple of butter knives, saying he'll kill himself and everything. That was crazy. I was just like, that was. He got a couple of butter knives, saying that he was going to kill himself and everything. Of course, she then called Michigan. They called the police. He was arrested. He was held for about 24 hours and got charged. Bond was at $25,000. They gave him assault, also breaking and entering, and he's married.
Yeah.
3 kids.
Yes, 3 daughters.
Right. So, and then alleged other reports is coming out how he reached out to IG models.
Yeah, so he gets out of jail. He bonds out of jail on the day of him bonding out of jail. Yeah. His bond was set at $25,000. He decides to hop on OnlyFans and get at an OnlyFans model. On the same day he's getting out of jail. Now, the OnlyFans model, I'm bringing up some information on her. Model Mia Sorority. Hours after his, he's
being
supposedly requested to meet the OnlyFans model. Yeah, and then offered her season tickets in exchange for a foursome at a Houston hotel. Oh, this happened after winning the 2024 national championship game. Yeah. So who was the OnlyFans model he talked to? Was that the same woman?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
So it's just like right now, it's like, dude, you need to sit down because you hot, you fire, and everybody's trying to attach themselves to get leverage to notoriety. People is fascinated to get likes and loves and comments, attaching themselves to various things. And yeah, you just need to sit down. Look like you might need to, take care of your family. Stay out of the way. But, it's embarrassing because one, You just under investigation when Jim Harbaugh was there, when y'all won the national title. Recruitment infractions. You had a coach that got fired because he had stealing signs. I mean, dude was dressing up, going onto the campus, on the field next to the damn team and stealing their signs. You know what I'm saying? Then he got fired. Then it's like, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Then, it was some reaction of RC was talking about how, what he done magnifies every black coach, which, I'm sorry, we're going to have to pull a race card right quick. Let me get like 2 minutes. Why? Because we have various cases where black coaches in big schools who got zero tolerance, they mess up having sex with their subordinates, and like Mel Tucker at Michigan State. There was another black coach, big time programs, got fired. They're not going to get a chance. But when you got the likes of Bobby Petrino and what's my man, Urban Myers, they do the stuff that they do. They get chances and stuff like that. So the comments that was being made about, what RC was talking about, is true in a sense. And it's unfortunate that we have to, we as men and women, black, when we're in higher leadership positions, we are held accountable at a higher standards than our white and brethren. So,
Well, there were some issues with Lane Kiffin, weren't there?
Yeah,
Similar?
Lane Kiffin, he left Tennessee, went to USC, and, it just, now he left Ole Miss to go to LSU. So it's always something, but, of course, we're not going to be judged equally. It's always going to be a two-tier system. And unfortunately, we're going to be held accountable harder, and opportunities won't be there as often.
Yeah, so the whole investigation, they said, started when dude DoorDashed a Plan B bill to his office, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you DoorDashing Plan Bs to your office?
Because she must have told his ass that he was pregnant and she was keeping it. So he trying to.
Wouldn't you DoorDash it to her?
Yeah. I mean, this what happen when people, they're blind what they shouldn't be doing, and not understanding that you are opening up the doors to other stuff. Understand, you at the University of Michigan. You are the first black head coach to ever coach for the University of Michigan. Like, let that sit out there. So that means that's just like Barack Obama when he became the first black president of the United States. He got to walk that fine line. He can't do various things like his other predecessors be able to do. Just like, look now, the one that's now convicted felon in office. We don't have those opportunities like that. Unfortunately, if America was actually like America is supposed to be, judge your brethren based off their abilities and their actions and stuff like that, yeah, you would never have to use race at all. But, we got countless of examples of, white guys, white women, they do various things and, get fired and they have redemption. But unfortunately, blacks, no, we're not going to get that. So when you get a prestigious position, unfortunately, you got to walk that tight line, that tight rope.
But he brought a lot of this on himself.
Of course, because he in your contract. And number one, that was some expensive ass coochie.
Yes.
You lost $14 million because they don't have, now it's show cause, they don't have to pay your buyout.
Exactly.
He barely got he just got the 6.5 million. You know what I'm saying? So he all right, but you lost $14 million. Like, let that sit out there. Like, you don't have no type of discipline to not lose that type of money.
That's a lot of money to lose.
$14 million.
So what made this infinitely worse was after the firing, he does a felony breaking and entering.
Yeah, he goes to the house.
Home.
He jetted over there.
Now, to me, that's the most damaging effect, because now you've gone beyond just simple firing. You've brought the law into this, whereas before, prior to that, it would have just been a simple firing, which would have sucked, and I'm sure his career would have taken a major hit, but he could have still got his face back at a smaller school.
Or he could have went to NFL.
That could be a possibility because the coaches there be fucking hoes.
Right.
Yeah, but he chose to go the crazy route. So this brother just lost his shit over a somewhat cute white woman. She wasn't worth this.
Well, and then also, you know, 3 kids.
Oh yeah,
married.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you about to bring another child into your family. Because she obviously she must have told his ass she ain't aborting the child, so she was keeping the baby. That's why he had got the damn Plan B sent to it, which was stupid. Sent to it at the damn school. I guess he wanted to make sure, here, take this. He wanted to see her in his face to take it.
Yeah.
That's what it was. That's why he got it sent to the school.
Yeah. So I mean, hey,
which is dumb.
Yeah.
Because people like, nigga, you married. Why would you have a Plan B sent to the school? And then on top of that, you know they work together. So obviously they were showing signs of, damn, coach, that's a little bit more than work related right there.
Oh yeah. I heard he was they were walking around campus together.
Yeah.
So yeah, you walking around campus hand in hand with your subordinate that you smashing on the low, it's gonna draw suspicion. So
like, nigga, you married with 3 kids. What are you doing? You out here acting like you player.
Yeah. Now, I will admit, the OnlyFans model that put him on blast, I would have walked hand in hand with her on campus, even if I had a wife. She bad.
$14 million.
Oh no, she ain't $14 million.
Thank you.
Ain't
no relationship worth losing $14 million. I don't give a damn if it's $1 million. I don't give a damn if it's $2,000, nigga. You ain't worth losing that goddamn money, and I can attest that.
Oh no, I'm in agreement with you.
Ain't no relationship worth losing no fucking money or opportunities over.
But here's the crazy part, though, is if he went with the OnlyFans model, none of this shit would be happening right now.
Right, because number one, she wouldn't probably know who he is unless he said Google him.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And then, you know, she gave him some play, he would have been smashing, but she probably done told it. In this day and age,
well, it's fine. Even see, the issue is she's not his subordinate,
right?
So
he would have still had a job.
He would have just been cheating on his wife, and nobody cares about that.
Well, I mean, there's possibly in your clause that, you know, you can still get fired based off your actions outside of the school, because you representing not only your family but the school itself. When they give you millions with the S, you representing them on and off. So that's why they say, you know, working for a company, they say, be careful what you post on your social media feed, because you can get fired behind that shit. You represent your company.
Well, they should have a love of the game clause in this contract.
Well, he signed a contract, so he knew what the contract was. So the fact that you willing to jeopardize that over some pussy.
Yeah. God. I mean, the love
and she wanted to quit. She probably wanted to leave his ass alone because he came to her and said, look, you got to abort that. You know what I'm saying? You can't have that baby. Yeah. No, when he said that to her, that's when she like, nah, I ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? Then she went to Michigan up head and said, look, you know, we doing our thing, blah, 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 I'm pregnant. Don't. He got fired because she went up there and said something.
Yeah.
And then he went,
to her house.
Yeah, he like, fuck it, I'm crashing out, nigga. You done cost me $14 million. I'm coming over this bitch. But nigga, you told her, allegedly, to abort the kid, which I got you because you married. But nigga, you fucking her raw.
Yeah. Gotta pull out, bro.
His pull-out game, she caught his ass slipping.
Yeah. So it looks like he made numerous phone calls and numerous texts to the woman before eventually going to her house. So he barged in the woman's home through an unlocked door without permission on Wednesday. So he didn't physically break in. The door was unlocked.
Right. So like I said, you know, the felony breaking in, that's a stretch because he has a child with her. So they're gonna be linked together forever. You feel what I'm saying? So she was just pissed off because she knew. No, she was just scared because she knew she got that nigga fired and cost him $14 million. So I'll be scared too. I wouldn't want your ass to come to my house neither. Probably want to kill my goddamn ass. But instead, he got some butter knives. Said, bitch, I'm gonna kill myself. What you gonna do? You gonna rub? You gonna burn yourself to death?
No, he was about to make some goddamn Pillsbury biscuits.
What you gonna do? Get some butter and shit and spray it on your goddamn
some
neck?
slices of butter. That's all.
Yeah, that nigga said I'm gonna kill
he
myself.
grabbed 2 butter knives and a pair of scissors.
Damn, that's what I'm just saying, bro. Like,
I don't know what the point of the butter knife
yeah,
was.
because he knew he fucked up, and now that he fucked up, now he trying to come back and repatch it, nigga. After $14 million, damn.
Yeah, he said
You should have gave that money to me, nigga. I would have held it on for you. At least I'd have, invest that shit right and flip that shit for you. You feel me? By the time you would been straight. But nigga, $14 million.
He held the butter knife to his neck and said, I'm about
gonna
to
kill myself.
Scrape all this shit
I'm
up.
gonna scrape the color off myself.
Yeah, boy. He said, I'm gonna get all the top layer off my neck if you
Crashing.
don't.
$14 million.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let that shit sit out there.
So after that, of course, they said the police found him at a church because his wife gave the police the location on his cell phone because she thought he was going to be suicidal, which I'm sure he was.
Yeah, of course. You lost $14 million. Your marriage is most likely over with. So, and she, depending on the laws in the state, and if you ain't got no prenup, nigga, she probably gonna get half of what the fuck you got, of that $6.5 million that you got, and you're gonna have to pay child support and alimony, nigga.
Oh man!
And you will not get no job paying that type of money for a long, long time.
Exactly.
At least he in his 30s, at least a good 5 years.
And the worst part of it all is
and you got a baby on the way, nigga. So that's child support right there.
Yes, and the worst part of it all is he disappointed Umar Johnson. I'm sure Umar has been very upset at.
Yeah, they get them snow bunnies.
Yeah, boy. I saw when Shannon Sharp was talking about it. He's like, if anybody knows about this storm, it's me. And I'm like, yep, you damn sure right. Shannon know about losing
Shannon
millions.
reached out to him, say, hey, man, I know, I'm here for you, man. I know what you're doing. I know what you're going through.
Shannon said, yeah, I know what you're going through,
That's
dog.
Got caught with that snow bunny snapper.
He said these average face white women
they got that fire.
Killing the game right now.
No, they got caught slipping. Like, y'all, listen, you better have them non-disclosure damn contracts they got to sign and shit. Like, hey, bitch, sign that here. So anything that goes down between us, you can't say a goddamn thing.
Exactly, man. So
y'all better start moving like how them rappers doing and shit when they be getting these random ass chicks and shit. Here's they damn security guard or road manager here, sign this shit, bitch, because we ain't gonna hear nothing about you.
Yeah, you gotta
soon.
get a goddamn confidentiality agreement.
Yeah, and taking cell phones, all that shit. You ain't recording a goddamn thing.
So what severity of jail time is he facing for all
mean, like a year. He ain't had no charges before, so you probably get like a felony diversion program, be on probation and shit. That if they don't make up. If they make up and shit, then
No, I think he's charged either way. Are these charges from her or are these charges from the state?
They from her because she called.
Yeah.
They call. So if she doesn't cooperate or she tells the prosecutor, like I said, each state is different. It's either she doesn't cooperate or she tell the prosecutor, hey, yo, we good. You know what I'm saying? We on good terms. Let's work something out.
Yeah, well, another major issue, though, is his status has changed because when she was dealing with him, he was a multi-billionaire coach at Michigan.
Correct.
And now he's a broke-ass unemployed.
No, he ain't broke. He got $6.5 million. And the other contracts he had got before he got that contract. So if he did his money right, he got some bread.
Yeah, well, that money
it's about to get cut up though, because his wife
exactly.
about to get some of that shit if she doesn't stay with his ass.
Exactly. Well, that and the fact that level of income isn't coming in at the moment, and it's not going to come in anytime soon.
No, but the advantage that you have with that type of money, if if you have some type of knowledge, whether you invest in or you have some business going, you should be fine. It should be able to materialize and keep going for you.
Yeah, but how many millions is he about to lose of that 6 right now, having to fight this case?
I mean, well, the case, he ain't gotta spend no millions on that. He probably spent a couple of thousand, like 5,000, something like that for a good attorney. The case is not that serious to where he need like a stupid high profile attorney. It's not like it's a murder case or shit like that. So, you know, he hasn't been in trouble before. So again, he's not gonna see no jail time. He's just gonna see probably probation. Worst case scenario, a fine and probation.
Yeah, but his career at the moment,
It's on pause.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna give him an opportunity. Like I said,
was he good at Michigan?
Hell yeah, he was good. That's how he got the deal head coach. Remember, first black head coach in that school's history. And that school history has been over 100 years.
Yeah, I know. They
So
don't like black coaches there.
So for you to get that position, you had to be good. They won a national title a couple years. He beat arch rival Michigan twice. One time when Harbaugh had to sit out for a suspension, in a couple years last year. He lost this year, but last year. So, and that's one thing right there. If you beat Ohio State, nigga, you like a god.
Yes.
So he's 2-1. And they had a good they won 9 games this year going to a bowl game. So he was trending upwards. He's a good coach. So he'll find a rebound. If it's not the NFL, another coach, it won't be no big ass school for a minute. He's gonna have to go somewhere else and rebuild his career, his image.
Okay. Well, much power to him. I didn't like the narrative, though, that Ryan Clark put where he was saying this was like a black eye for all black coaches, though.
Well, I mean, again, it's some truth to it. It just he vocally said it. It is some truth to it because, again, I just named a couple. I just gave you another coach in the Big Ten, Mel Tucker, a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing. You ain't hear nothing else from his ass. I don't even know. I'm sure if we Google it, you find that now, but you ain't hear nothing from him since he lost that job at Michigan State. Yeah. So that's the thing. Bobby Petrino, he had that shit. He had a girl that she was in college. And on top of that, he was on a motorcycle and got in an accident and got fucked up. That's how I got out.
Yeah.
And he got another chance. You know what I'm saying? So, again, race plays a factor in everything. Literally everything.
Mm-hmm. Fully in agreement with you. Okay. Wanted to move on to another topic because Marlon Wayans was in the news this week. Beefing with 50. Not even really beefing. It just started off innocently with them asking questions to him about the 50 documentary. Let me cue up that video. Hold on.
We ain't baby all close.
Nah, you stupid.
But yo, look, Puff is
Nah. You working with
I've known
Pac?
Puff for 30 years.
You saw Big before he passed?
Yeah.
Bro, so you're close. And Jack, what were you saying?
In the documentary, there was insinuations of, that Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And,
Who's telling the story, right? You can skew
People very close to the situation.
But you can create any narrative as a producer and as a director and as a storyteller. I can create a narrative. I could be like, you know what?
You have.
I could create a narrative.
Well,
I
we
could be
see it all the time on reality shows.
Like,
nah,
reality
that's right.
shows.
Yeah,
That's how
you're
still
creating
you write
a
a
narrative.
character.
It doesn't mean it's true. It doesn't mean it's true. I can get interviews. I can do this. I can get footage, and I could make you think this about that person.
Nah, for sure, yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. So for me, I think, look, 50 and Puff have a long-term beef. It's personal.
People are saying 50's wrong for doing it, but 50's right for doing it. It's divided.
It's between him and Puff. And before it's between him and Puff, it's between both of them and God. Just the way Puff is down on his luck and 50's kicking a man when he's down.
God is going to.
If 50 ever luck turn up on 50, that you got to be careful what you put out. There's a karma to every action that you do.
All right, so I'm going to make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I am here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion. Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject, period. I'm I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives. This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, use your freedom of thought, freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully you. Never. Don't let nobody bully you. You got me? Love. Now back to trolling this troll.
That was Marlon Wayans giving his thoughts on the documentary 50 Cent dropped with Netflix, The Reckoning, on Diddy, and just basically giving a follow-up to his interview because a lot of people were like, why are you defending Diddy? And he was more on some, I'm just defending what is 50's intentions behind this documentary.
And like I've been saying, like we've been agreeing, it's a hit piece. And the whole intention and reason why it's brought out, you know what I'm saying? It feels like, well, you don't know this part. I can attest to this. It feels like when you go to jail, the nigga that's been scheming, he been eyeing your girl for the whole time. He just couldn't wait till your ass to go to jail. As soon as you got locked up, he's already in her ear telling her shit, you know what I'm saying, just so she can turn on it because all he trying to do is fuck her. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get her up swing. That's what it feels like because why 50 didn't do it when Diddy was out? He waited till he got locked up. So what Marlon said was true because, you know, and even if you were to defend Diddy, so what? Because if people want to sit here and want to be real about it, excuse me, you have to learn to separate facts and emotions. Excuse me. Yes. Why did people get upset? They got upset because the leaked tape, Feds showed the tape of the assault on Cassie. Okay, that got people riled up, and that's the reason why people is entirely mad with Diddy. Now, anything that comes behind that, they don't care. Free game, get him. That's when everybody was like, "Oh, he deserved these charges." The charges doesn't add up to the crime that they trying to say he did. Doesn't add up. So now here we are. We got this piece that's out. People is not really caring about A, who's behind it. B, what's the intention? C, everybody that's talking, what's their end game in all of it? Why they're talking about it? Because like I said, what everybody has in common that's been talking about this piece, Diddy took something from them.
Yeah.
Because if he didn't take nothing from them, would they be talking? No. They ain't got shit to say. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and if you, like I said, if you take up a position that you, like me, I can find ways to where, yeah, I could, there's some areas where I could defend Diddy, and there's some things that you can't defend him on. Like, for instance, and this is the reason why I was going to run back, because I heard in Rick Ross' song, was it Serenity? Hold on. Rick Ross song, he got Sheet Luke. He got the locks in it. Sheet Luke got a verse in there basically saying how he came out the hood and he never looked back ever since the deal that he got from Diddy. Now that song just came out recently. You feel what I'm saying? And Sheet Luke got it in his verse. So in other words, you know, people on the outside looking in, yeah, they're gonna say, oh, what he did is wrong. At the end of the day, he's a businessman. So business comes first. And outside of that, is there some things that's probably questionable that you probably could? Yeah, you could. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm not giving nobody a pass on people who has an axe to grind with them and people who stood in there because they know if worst case scenario, I can get some money out of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? So there's no victims, and I'm going to say this with my chest out. There's no victims in this Diddy situation. Everybody had an alternative motive, which is some of them was money, and the others is just to embarrass him because the simple fact is he's always, in your eyes, has an up on you. And like I said, if I'm a billionaire, you a billionaire, even though Diddy been a billionaire longer than 50, But this billionaire, he done slutted out your baby moms that you got to see. Because y'all got a son together. He slutted her ass out. Yeah, nigga, I'm going to be mad too. Yeah, nigga, I'm going to do whatever ass I can do to embarrass your ass. I can do that. Even though 50 was doing the same thing, embarrassing her. You see what I'm saying? He was talking shit about her. You know what I'm saying? He was clowning her, trolling her as well. But the thing about it is, ego-wise, you're talking about two billionaires from the same city, New York, and this nigga slutted out your baby moms. Yeah, this nigga, that's the reason why. So
yeah. So after Marlon's comments went public, 50 decided to clap back. He went on Instagram and showed a picture of Marlon dressed in his character from White Girls and said, keep my name out your mouth. After that, Marlon threw a shot back at him on Instagram with 50's face on the 12 Years a Slave movie poster. Because Marlon don't back down from a roast session online.
Right, that's a comedian you fucking with.
Yeah. But after that, Fifth decided to fire back, and he shared an edit from Wayne's appearance on Club Shay Shay, where he denied ever seeing anything weird happen at a Diddy party.
AI.
And that included photos of Marlon alongside Diddy and suggestive scenes from his own movies. And
Marlon come back.
Yeah.
Show the scene with him and Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy and 50 together.
Yeah, he showed them that. And I think there was an AI photo of
him and Diddy in the damn hot tub and shit.
Yeah, so Marlon decided to take back to Twitter and wrote and said, just enjoying my life and my cigars. Calm before the storm. For the record, I don't condone any abuse of women, period. Unlike some people who have a track record of domestic violence, I got 5 sisters and a mother I honor. I rep us always. Don't let anyone create narratives. Marlon Lamont Wayans is an exceptional man. And then he said, good day, Curtis. So, it looks like shout out to the chat. The chat is jumping. Chris Deary. I'm butchering your name.
Deary,
bro. Yeah, he said, I just got to say 50 the man, bro. Need more people like 50. His mama got to be proud of him. Go 50, go 50.
Well, he a 50 fan.
Yeah, and then he said Diddy was drugging those people. So I guess he assumes Diddy.
First of all, Diddy did not administer the drugs to them. People free willingly digest those drugs on their own. So you can't say Diddy drugged them. They took those drugs on their own. So let's not do that. And then, like I said, while people giving 50 praise and stuff, MAGA 50, he's MAGA. He's hurting black. He's hurting his own people. You know what I'm saying? You proposing a bill down there in Louisiana just so you can get some land for your studios for yourself, and you proposing a bill that's going to hurt black people. You know, so and this is for people who's on 50, who rocks with 50. Yo, he's in his politics. He aligned himself with Trump. You know what I'm saying? And he's going against his own to line his pockets. So this is the reason why I say it's bigger than him being petty. Because this nigga is while he's being petty, he's doing some shit that's in y'all face. The only reason why y'all don't know about it because it's not in your state. But ask the people in Louisiana how they feel about that nigga. That nigga ain't shit.
Yeah. So, of course, Ja Rule took time to throw
a
couple shots at 50. It was. It seems like anytime somebody gets at 50, Ja Rule is going to jump in as an assist man.
You know he going to get it. He going to come in and while motherfucker days 50, he going to come in and hit him while 50 days. Wow, nigga, yeah, you remember me?
Yeah, exactly. So Ja decided to take to social media to just basically question 50 Cent's character.
Mm-hmm.
So Ja decided to wonder why why 50 Cent's baby mama's house burned down in a fire a few years back.
Or the fact that 50 he had some charges for domestic violence.
Yeah, apparently, allegedly 50 had domestic violence charges that Ja Rule had brought up in the tweet. So Ja had to let it be known his feelings on the situation and the reason why he decided to jump in. But it looks like 50 said earlier today, he said he's done beefing with Marlon Wayans over the Diddy documentary. He said he doesn't find Marlon Wayans funny anymore. He said, I'm not beefing with Marlon no more. He not funny, and I'm starting to think he a mook for real. No more about him. He wrote as his post caption. So,
shout out to the chat.
Mm-hmm.
We got in the chat.
Shout out Branson Hill. But didn't Diddy mess over his own people too? Because you mentioned that Diddy messed over his people.
Again, number one, you gotta understand, business is first. Before they became friends, whatever, or partners, is business. You know what I'm saying? So that is number one. He gave them contract. He missed what I just said. Matter of fact, let me look up the song exactly that I'm talking about. So that Sheik Luke gave the reference of him getting out of the hood based off what Diddy had done.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, in addition to 50 saying he wasn't beefing with Marlon no more, he had an AI manipulated clip of Friday where Charlemagne the God is Smokey, DJ Envy is Craig, and 50 is Debo, and Marlon is Red. Yeah. And it's the scene where Debo stole Red's chain, and it was AI manipulated. I thought it was pretty funny, but
like I said, everything is beyond petty with 50. You know what I'm saying? He's using it as a smoke screen. Again, his feelings is hurt, But you can't be mad over somebody that you were dragging yourself. Only difference is you wasn't slutting her out.
Yeah.
Because he was publicly dragging her, trolling her as well. Only difference is, and really nobody didn't know about her getting slutted out until it went in court. So it wasn't like he had her out in public, embarrassing her. You didn't even know. It just when that shit got out, you just looked like, damn, nigga. Niggas looking at you like, damn, Fifth, your man Diddy was slutting out your BM. And, them niggas, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, in addition to Marlon Wayans, Dame Dash again made his opinion known, basically about the documentary again. He appeared on a TV show, the POV show on Afro TV, and decided to give his opinion on the documentary. Now that it's mainstream,
the Diddy Combs Reckoning. Did you check it out?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so we know that you were saying that it was not going to come out. So how do you feel that it actually is out now?
I honestly thought, based on like moral codes and like coming from where like a street ethic, I honestly didn't think that he would ever do that.
Why though?
Because I wouldn't.
Even though that would be a good question. Why? He has done.
Because it's just not my job to tell. I'm not a black man that's going to tear another black man down. Let them do that. But also, like if somebody, again, allegedly, it just seems like somebody, violated his baby mother in front of his kid. So yeah, but that's not how we deal with things from where we're from.
Did you check him on the back end?
Hey,
Did you check him on the back end?
I know y'all girls, but I'm not answering that. But what I'm saying is,
I just caught it.
I gotta let me answer the question. So again, you may not understand like a moral conduct for a grown ass man from where I'm from and where I thought he was from. There's just certain things and like it's not for us to tear somebody down. So for example, if I'm a criminal and I see somebody doing a crime, I'm not telling. If it might be a violation, like they might be doing some shit that might be like a violation to a kid, then I got to go handle that. If I sign on to the street. So for me, I'm not going to do that because that platform is not black owned. I'm never going to tear a black man down for a white man ever in my life. Also, I know Puff, right? And I don't think that, again, I'm not ever going to check for his moral character. As you see, we never did too much business together. But it would never be me to be the person to deliver that. Let them do it. So probably another person, I would say, go ahead, do that. Maybe someone from, so like example, TMZ called me and was like, yo, we want you to do the interview and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yo, you think I would ever make money for y'all tearing another black man down, even if that man is wrong? If I'm a black man and I want to do something, I'm going to go tear down a white man. I'm not going to tear down a black man.
So that was Dame speaking.
But he telling the truth. I mean, again, so this is why people not understanding the big thing about it. Netflix, no, they couldn't do that shit themselves because it would have been some litigation behind that shit. You sold it to 50 because you know his ass is petty and the people is gonna be behind it. So you remember what I said? The new clan is not actual white. It is white folks, but the new clan is actual us because a lot of us hate us so much to where. How white folks can get at us, especially if you are popular, fuck with your character. Say some bullshit, especially if you got people that's hating on you already. And they just listen, they just waiting for any fucking type of dirt to come on you. They be like, oh, yo, see, I told you. Look at you, goddamn Golden Boy. Golden Boy got us some trouble. Look at him. Waiting. They're willing to take gossip over fucking facts. And this is what this whole piece, this documentary is. We got a bunch of hurt people that's hurt because they're not in Diddy's circle anymore because he removed their asses. So they got something to say. And 50 and the producer just piecing this shit together. So cancel culture can say what we already knew when we was 18 and 19 years old. I'm not relitigating no shit like that because we didn't see nothing what was done was a problem then. Why the fuck we gonna see is a problem now? That's the part I have a problem with. And like I said, the media, white supremacy, you attack a black and brown person's character, and the haters is gonna amplify it. And once the haters amplify what they already felt in their heart, and they able to change people's minds that's on the fence or just ready to cancel them out, now you got the crowd behind you. Now, as a justice system, they can go in and do what the fuck they want to do because remember what I said before. If they never released that tape of him kicking Cassie, it would have been hard for them to even bring charges against Diddy because Diddy was popular. You feel what I'm saying? He was very popular. They know they couldn't get no type of they knew within their hearts they couldn't find a jury that would even think about convicting them. That's why they leaked the fucking tape. Let me give you another example. Bill Cosby. They come up with some shit. There's some shit that happened 40 plus years ago. You feel what I'm saying? And people convicted him for some shit that happened 40 years ago. And what's even mind-boggling is it wasn't his property. It wasn't his guest. He was a guest on someone else's property. And under the assumption, it's like, hey, let me see your driver's. It's just like us going to a party, a big-ass party, a celebrity's party. He has women there, stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? We see beautiful women. We're not asking them, what's your age? Let me see your driver's license. You feel? We're assuming that they're of age. But because they're not, the perpetrator who should have got in trouble, they're not. Because this man is black, and because they had some people that already was against them, now we can get everybody else to go against their ass. So now as a justice system, we can go ahead and get their ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Dame is definitely sticking to the code. You know, he's
supposed to be.
Yeah, so Dame was also making some noise as well on this appearance with his thoughts on Aaliyah. But, let me address this comment in here. Chris wants to know why the feds never got Diddy on possession of illegal firearms.
Because they didn't want him on that shit. That's the whole thing. It was just something else to get people talking like, yeah, they got his ass. And I'm sitting here like, yo, when you that high up on the food chain, you got many people that works for you that handles various things for you. a lot of times you're not going to see it or know. And you can literally spell that shit out to where it's hard to convict somebody on that shit. They didn't want him on the gun charges. They tried to get him on the sex trafficking charges because they assume that once they leaked that tape and once the people has turned, once the lynch mob had turned against Diddy, they thought they had their asses. When in actuality, they didn't.
So the guns was most likely just petty ass charges that they didn't even really care about. They didn't care.
They just wanted to list that shit.
Yeah, they just wanted some charges, but when they found out they got bigger charges they could go after, they were just like, to hell with the illegal
It's better
firearms.
to overcharge someone, because if you overcharge someone, then if you don't get them on the bigger charges, then you can get them on a smaller charge. So what was the big charge was the sex trafficking, because that's what he was facing life for. They didn't get him on that. So what did they got him on? The Mann Act shit. That's the reason why he got 50 months. So anytime you get in trouble with law enforcement, they rather overcharge you. So they hit you with every fucking charge they possibly get your ass with. And if they can't get your ass on the bigger charges, then they got something that they can get your ass with. So they can walk away with some type of victory.
Yeah, now Chris is saying it's a 10-year minimum.
Understand that, but it would have been hard to prove that it's his guns.
Yeah.
And if he ain't got no actual fingerprints on that shit, you can't prove it.
Yeah. So basically the case against Diddy on the other charges was much stronger than the illegal firearms charges. So they most likely went with the other charges because those were in their minds easier to prove,
supposedly,
than the illegal firearms, and they didn't even care about the illegal firearms. So they could have got him, but it probably wasn't enough for a case.
Nah, when you paying lawyers like how he has, you're not getting that shit in. See, that's the difference. So we seeing 3-tier justice system. You have the justice system for rich white people. Donald Trump, 33 convicted felon in the White House, and he got other convicted felons in his cabinet and staff. Then you have Diddy, rich, black, which, okay, you still gonna go through the rigorous bullshit, but you're able to afford the best of the best attorneys to where he beat the feds pretty much. That's what he did. He beat the feds. And then you got the other 3rd-tier justice system, that is me and you go through, and it's still, and I can still add another level to that shit, because if you're 100,000 there, meaning combined salary, or somebody got one salary that you making north of 150,000, then you can afford a fairly good attorney. Now, if you are one of the ones that's under 100,000, right? I can say, yeah, you under 100,000, then your affordability for a good attorney is going to be less than. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like almost like a crapshoot. Under 100,000 to working class, then that means you dealing with a court-appointed attorney, and you might have to plead out, or you might get lucked up and get a court-appointed attorney that can literally beat your case and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like a 4-tier justice system that us Americans face.
Yeah. Well, as Chris is saying, possession is 9/10 of the law, so that means they probably couldn't form that 9/10 case.
He has a big ass mansion, and then on top of that, he has multiple houses in different states. He could be like, somebody else could have brought that shit in. Yeah. How is you going to prove that's his gun?
Yeah. The point is, the feds could have made the charges stick if they had a steady case, and they most likely didn't, which is why nothing happened.
They put all their eggs
in the trafficking charges,
in the sex traffic. Once they leaked that video and they saw the wave of the people, how a lot of people turned against Diddy. They thought they had a slam, and they had Cassie on the stand. You feel what I'm saying? Testifying. They thought they had a slam dunk case.
Yep, and they couldn't do it. They couldn't nail them on all that, so they got them on that bullshit Mann Act. Okay, so as I mentioned previously, there was another topic on that same interview Dame Dash was doing that's kind of had the internet on fire, and that was the clip with Dame Dash mentioning him dating Aaliyah and how he and Jay-Z were both trying to bid and get at Aaliyah.
You and Aaliyah dated in the 90s.
Yeah, do that.
Where would her career be today?
Astronomical. You couldn't even understand where it would have been.
Wow.
What she was lined up to do. She was doing the Matrix. You know, she had a hindsight and a vision. Again, I know I'm the coolest because she loved me. She told me I was the coolest. I gotta be the coolest.
But you
She
dated her
understood
after
me.
your artist dated her. You don't think
my
that
artist
has...
did not. He was trying her. Everybody put their bid in. I'm gonna tell you right now, as a man, I'm never ever wifing a girl that any of my friends smashed. It's not happening.
So why'd you date her after
Because
Jay?
I just told you that. Now you're reading the papers wrong. We all were
Even if he slept with her, why did you go after her?
I just told you I would never. That should tell you something right there. We were both putting in our bid. None of us had scored. That's how it went. So when we were all trying to get at Aaliyah, everybody, that was Aaliyah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't him. Just because he tried and gave flowers and got denied don't mean I can't try and win. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying there must be something attractive about what I'm doing.
But then it wasn't just Aaliyah, though. It wasn't just Aaliyah. Allegedly, Dame, you went after multiple of his women. Allegedly. And this was from one of the cameramen.
Again, you don't know
allegedly.
You talking about choke no stupid ass choke that wasn't around? No, he's a liar. And he ran. He's a me. Pause. So again, he ran. We got to a fight in Paris. He ran. Stop believing those people. That shouldn't be your source of information.
No.
I don't think you should listen to those things.
It was a question.
I gave you the answer.
Your demise with Jay-Z.
I just gave you the answer. I just said I would never ever wife a girl that my man boned.
That's what you said. He wouldn't do it.
That.
So that's what it is.
There it is.
So that was Dame having to check a couple women, a couple of those hosts during that clip. Now, to me, them hosts were getting messy because he was being very straightforward, clarifying his remarks.
Especially that dark skinned one.
Yeah.
She sound like she barely made it out of high school. I'm sorry. I mean, I usually don't like doing that, but she did, because if he told you up front, like, I never smash any of my guys that smashed them or wiped them, I'll never go behind them, and you still reporting shit that he said from the jump, this is my code that I go behind. It's like you being messy. You acting like a messy blogger. Just all you trying to do is get ratings because you trying to get a rise out of him. He told you in a polite manner multiple times, between you and your girl, I don't roll like that.
Yeah, so Dame had to clarify that. And the internet was a little upset at Dame for using the word bid. I don't get it.
Listen, you talking about cancel culture.
I know.
You know, and a lot of them, because look, I even had this little talk with my daughter, because she be like, it's they get caught up with this feminism, you know what I'm saying, and not understanding that, yeah, you're gonna have some men that's, you know, doesn't come off as proper and stuff like that. Just like men can say there's a lot of women that doesn't come off as a woman. You feel what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is, these are the things. These are the
What?
They got a brain fart. Excuse me. These are the up and downs of situation that you have to learn to adjust to. So again, when somebody answer a question straightforward and to where it really does. He pretty much anticipate what you was going to say. I mean, there's no need to try to backdoor him and try to answer it as if you're trying to get a rise out of him.
Yeah. Well, to that I say, in terms of like people complaining, because the main issue people were saying is, why is he saying the word bid like she was an object?
That's our slang.
Yeah. I was just gonna say the word he was looking for was courting, and I just think it's just weird.
A lot of people don't even know that word, courting.
Yeah, but that's what he meant by bid. And
yeah,
I just
exactly.
Thought it was weird how people nitpicked at
it's just that was our street slang back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Every decade, every generation has their own slang, as kids when you go up. Just like all the ones that's complaining about him saying bid, they got a slang that they go by that's different, which is not proper. It ain't courting her or asking her out. You know what I'm saying?
It's fine shit.
Right.
I can't stand that word. That word irritates me. I don't ever like try to judge the younger folks for their slang.
Right.
That one really irks me.
This is the thing that with these younger generations need to understand. Like, every generation is going to have their niche. That's what makes us different. You feel what I'm saying? But y'all need to cool out. You feel what I'm saying? Because what it proves is if y'all came up in our generation, a lot of y'all would be, I don't even think a lot of them be here. You feel what I'm saying?
No, they would have.
They soft, super soft. And I can't blame them because who put them in that space? Their parents. And their parents probably the ones that was borderline, or they probably was the bullies in a situation or whatever, and they became totally different. You know what I'm saying? They went from one extreme to the next. Shit like that. They created this space to where now you got, super extreme, sensitive. You talking about bid. That's a street slang, people.
Yeah. It's very much a street slang. So I just felt like people were just nitpicking shit, just to
cancel
nitpick.
Culture.
One thing I've learned nowadays is when people want to be a part of a conversation and they don't have anything to like add positive, they just add something negative.
Of course, see who can get the most likes.
Well, but it's more so they just want attention from participating, and they feel being negative is the best way to get that attention because they may not have anything positive to add to the situation. So I think that's the case in this situation where Aaliyah's not here. The comment section, half of them got at the host for bringing up Aaliyah, and the other half got at Dame for saying the word bid.
Like, come on, like that's stupid as hell.
But yeah, I think it's just a case of people wanting to be a part of the conversation, having nothing to say, and just nitpicking.
Want to attach themselves to something.
Bid was never a degrading term in any shape or form.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And women didn't take it that way.
Can you imagine this generation bitch at everything?
Boy, I'm telling you, this generation would not make it in hours at all.
They be mad in the 70s. He called her a foxy mama.
Right.
That chauvinist. Okay. I wanted to go ahead, move from Dame Dash because Blueface was in the news.
No.
Blueface is unintentional hilarity to me. So first, Blueface starts off with a tweet and a video dissing his baby moms, saying both of his baby mothers were pretty mid, and he said he needs to go out and impregnate some dimes. So I thought that was funny just to be funny, but I also think that's pretty pathetic if you're the actual man out here impregnating them. I thought Blueface didn't need to say that publicly, but I definitely think there's a lot of dudes out here that may agree with Blueface.
Listen, shock value. You got the internet is wild. It's so wild that over there in Australia, they ban social media for kids that's under 16.
Yeah.
Right. They got a universal ban. If you're under 16, you cannot get a social media. So it's serious. So the fact that he's out, again, his name could be attached to merch, anything. So if you say something shock value and you known for saying shock value, people gonna Google search him. Who is this Blueface character? Or people know who Blueface is. Blueface might make an announcement on his social media platforms. Hey, y'all, go over here, check this out, buy this. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever. When you in that stratosphere like that, you can do and pretty much say things shock value to where your contemporaries as well as the people that loves you, even the ones that hate you, they're gonna look you up. And when you are in the algorithm, based off what you're saying, you command money.
Yeah. Now, I agree his second baby mom is mid. I think Krishan Rock was fine before she get
on physical fights and getting tats
before
on the face.
drugs and the alcohol when she was an athlete. She was fine. I don't think she was mid at all. I think now she is.
Yeah,
but
she is now.
That's a lot of years of drug abuse and drinking and doing the wrong things to yourself. But yeah, I think it's a bad reflection on Blueface to call his baby Baba's bid publicly. But Blueface is in a much, much bigger issue with his mom. Blueface called out his mom for trying to sleep with him. I was a little shocked with that.
We all know Blueface has been making headlines for years, but recently something happened that had everyone's jaws on the floor. The rapper literally went on Twitter and told his own mother that she's not his type and that they could never sleep together. Yeah, you heard that right. A grown man had to tell his own mother to back off because she was acting way too invested in his love life. But this isn't just some random outburst. This has been building up for years, and the fans have been peeping the weird energy all along.
So what are you saying, Jonathan?
I'm saying I need you to be a mother, not a networker, not a baddie, not a squawker, not a motherfucker.
I'm not about to let nobody in no club jump on my back over no gate.
I'm about to show you the video.
You have no reason to lie. Don't call me no liar, Jonathan. Jonathan, let her talk because this will be my last time playing with you and with your people. Because I don't like how me and her apologize.
I don't care, you're a liar.
You're a liar.
Let me break this down for you from the beginning, because this story is deeper than you think. Carlissa Saffold, Blueface's mother, has always been a character. She met Blueface's father back in the day at a mall where she was working retail management. From what we know, their relationship was complicated from the jump. Carlissa had dreams of being in the spotlight herself. She wanted to be in Hollywood, tried her hand at acting, and was always chasing that fame. She's been open about having 3 kids with different fathers, and the instability of constantly moving and changing relationships created a chaotic environment. When she had Jonathan, who we now know as Blueface, she saw an opportunity to live out those dreams through her son. But here's where it gets interesting. Carlissa has admitted that she's always needed to be with someone, that she's not good to do by herself. This dependency on male attention and validation would later manifest in disturbing ways with her own son. Blueface grew up in this environment where his mother was constantly seeking male validation, jumping from relationship to relationship and struggling to maintain stability. He became the man of the house at a young age, especially when his older brother Andre went to prison for manslaughter. This created an unhealthy dynamic where Blueface felt responsible for taking care of his mother emotionally and financially. When Blueface blew up in the rap scene with Thotiana, everything changed.
So that was a little expose on what's been going on between Blueface and his mother. Very weird relationship, I gotta say. This all basically started on Blueface's show, Fresh Out of Love. It's a reality show. His mom wanted to know who picked all these booger wolves. And you can tell Jonathan, that's Blueface, ain't feeling nobody in that lineup because he over there using his professional white boy voice. And so Blue decided to write these comments to his mom. Like, Mom, we can never have sex. I'm not into that. Please stop being so invested in the women I'm laying down with. It's kind of weird, like you jealous or something. We can never lay down together. You're not my type. Anytime you guys see my mom targeting my lady friends, please let her know this is what your son is talking about, because I don't get the correlation. I just want her to stop sabotaging my relationship. So this is a very, very weird, almost borderline incestual relationship he's having between him and his mom.
2 things can be true.
Yes.
I don't believe the part that moms is trying to have sex with him, but I do believe that she's overly invested about who the women that he's dealing with. Being it's almost like when we talk about your boy Jada mom.
Yeah, he's
you
like,
feel what I'm saying? Over invested because you're trying to protect your son from women who just trying to get money from you. Which there's a backdoor dynamic is her son is her financial boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Meaning he takes care of her and everything. So she knows if different women comes in his space, having getting pregnant by him, that's less money she gets, and she gets pushed down the damn pipeline when it comes to being financially taken care of. So with that being said, she is invested in who he fucks with because she like, look, nigga, you making money and these bitches just around you because you what they can possibly get from you. Which mean at the same time, that means I get my shit cut because every time you fuck with a bitch and get her pregnant, nigga, that takes away from me. So yeah, two things can be true. I don't think the part that he again, it goes back to what I just said. Saying something over the top get his name in the algorithm. He said two shocking things in the same week between his baby mothers and his mama.
Mm-hmm. Now, there's been some meddling in his relationships before. It looks like his mom took to Instagram to announce she is accepting applications for a wife for Blueface. She said, now accepting applications for my son. Must be an Aries, must have a relationship with the Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. She wrote save your, like SAVEYOUR.
She can't spell.
Oh, my God. That type of spelling right there would make me impotent.
Right. You can see the education level. So based off the education level, you can see why she can definitely act like the way she does.
She said save your.
Mm-hmm. She can't spell.
Save your Jesus Christ. Must have a relationship with your mother and father. Must cook and clean. Be a college graduate. Oh, my God. Must cook and clean. Be a college graduate. She didn't write and. There's no comma. No. Okay, grammatically,
She probably graduated high school.
This is really bad. Must not have slept with any other celebrities, preferably no children, and have a career or goal set in mind. Thank you, Mammy. Must be able to win his heart before you suck his snacks. What the? I'm not looking for a blow-up doll. I'm looking for a motherly example for his children. And that's really bad when I have to slow down my reading.
You got to decode that shit.
I'm like, yo, let me slow down, make sure I read every single word.
Oh,
God.
Shit. Look, you got to slow down because you got to make sure you say what you mean and mean what you say, because the words is spelled like how she sounded out.
Oh my, yo, Blueface's mama was kind of cute until I read that shit. Now I'm
that
like,
nigga, she is ignorant. She's from the hood, bro.
That is ignorant. God, how you write
so
like
that's
that?
That's why I say two things can be true. She's overly invested.
She is.
As who he fuck with, because you see the education level, so that means what type of good job she gonna get that's gonna make, where is she living at? I'm assuming California.
Yeah.
You gotta make north of $100,000, and even $100,000 in California, that's average. That's like 50,000 here. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being said, yeah, he's the breadwinner. So yes, she's gonna be overly invested, who he fucking with, and that's her financial boyfriend.
Yes, indeed, it is. And it damn sure ain't his homeschool teacher. I hope it ain't, boy.
No.
That boy would have never stood a chance.
He did make the Fayetteville State now on the football. Play football.
On a football scholarship.
I got you, but you gotta have.
He wasn't there on a reading scholarship.
We don't know that. We haven't heard him. I haven't seen him written anything.
Savior. Bro, that would make me not want to.
She sounded out.
I'm sorry.
She sounded that shit out. Hey man, so sometimes you get up in age too, and certain words that
she's not up in age. She's probably already. She's younger than most likely both of us.
Listen, I'm trying to give it an adjective here. Some that gets up in age, or some words that you haven't used that you don't use on a regular basis. You might, but that was bad because she literally spelled it out how she sounded out. And the reason why you can't give her an excuse, because with technology, you can say, "Hey Google, how you spell savior?"
Okay, so she's 53, so
she's older. She's our age.
I'm 44, so she's 9 years older than me.
She's around my age.
Yeah, but
it's over with. So
yeah, that's even worse.
That's her financial boyfriend. So
that's her financial boyfriend, and I also think she's using Blueface for attention because she knows she's getting on TV.
Of course, she's trying to make her own money, because as he's fucking with these bitches, she's going to take an opportunity to do the things that she's doing, Because, like you said, it opens up opportunities for her to make her own line of money.
Yes, and speaking of which, I wanted to roll off of that directly into the announcement that Stacey Dash is going to be on OF at 58 years old. I saw the announcement and I was just like, nah, just because it's Stacey Dash, she said a lot of reckless shit about black people over the past decade.
She hates black folks.
And, you know, but she's still fine.
I don't give a damn.
Yeah, but
she don't like us. She like the white. She like white.
Which again, you can like who you like, but that's just like when they say about how some black men that date white women, they degrade black women in doing so. She doing the same thing as if you can date and love whoever the fuck you want. If they make you happy, they make you happy. But don't sit here and talk shit about your own race. Cause you look like an ass for doing it, number one, because isn't you same race that you talking about? Okay, then. If whatever past experience that you had, obviously she had a past experience that she haven't gotten over to where she just paint all black men the same. You know, like they tell to some men, don't blame all women if you came across a scorned woman. So same thing.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta admit though, even though it's Stacey Dash and we're supposed to hate her, I would not like pay for her OnlyFans. But if some of those pictures leak online, I'm gonna look at them.
I thought I saw someone say that she ain't showing shit.
She ain't. Now some of the photos leaked, and yeah, that's the number one complaint I've been seeing about her page is that people who have subscribed to her said there's no nudes up there. She's just on there giving you Instagram shit, and she's charging a grip. I was seeing her subscription prices. She wants like $5,000 and shit.
Damn.
500. I done seen a request for 70.
Damn.
Yeah. So
you almost 60 years old and you talking about that type of cash.
Yeah.
She wanted them from the white folks.
Yeah, and she might get it.
She gonna get it.
Now, you know, there's another couple washed up celebrities on OnlyFans. Denise Richards is on OnlyFans.
Wow.
And she's busting it open. It's all there. You can see what Charlie Sheen ran up in. You know, so yeah.
Wait. You talking about the HIV positive Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, she ain't got it. I mean, I'm sure that would have been announced. Yeah, but So we think, but I ain't smashing Denise Richardson.
I ain't fucking that. I wouldn't fucking behind nobody, Charlie Sheen.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. No, yeah. But I mean, I'm like this. When it comes to the internet nudity, like if there's any famous female pics that get leaked, I'm looking at them.
Of course.
I don't care who the person is.
And sometimes they leak them themselves.
Yeah, but I'm just like, it don't matter who the person is. I'll be real with you. As long as they're a woman, that's all I care about.
Of course.
If Whoopi Goldberg's nudes leak tomorrow and I happen to come across, I'm going to look at them.
You got to look.
I'm going to look at them.
You got to look at Whoopi.
Nigga, if they said Barbara Bush nudes,
oh my God,
I'd have to look at them just for the logic. I'd have to. I'm not saying I want to look at them.
I can't even do it.
I'm not saying I look forward to it.
I can't even do it.
But there's a curiosity.
No, there's no curiosity to that.
I don't care.
There's no curiosity to that.
I don't care who it is.
This is what only way it would be a curiosity, right? You know, I like to be objective. The only way it'd be a curiosity if all her goodies is like uptight and it's all well formed and defined.
You don't know till you look.
No, you can. Based off what she dressed, how she dressed, her clothes, and how it fits on her. How clothes, women, especially women these days, a lot of clothes they are fitting. Men too, they got you got suits that fit their physique and stuff like that. So women has clothes that fit their physique, and you can tell based off the clothes they wear if they shit is sitting up. Now, if her shit sitting firm. And she looking tight like some of these women that's 60 plus years old. They are beautiful. I've seen some beautiful women 60 years old and they looking good and they shit is up in the right places. If the gravity has not taking a shit, if gravity has not taken over, yes, that would be interesting. If an 80-something-year-old, which I can't fathomly assume and ever dream, but with modern technology and surgery and shit like that, if you got the money, you might come across an 80-year-old, all her shit is in the right place and it's up. Now that's the only time that you can take a peek. But if they look just based off their physical features, you can see that ain't nothing. Like, I ain't even looking because I already know them titties is going south,
bruh. It's just a philosophy I have.
I can't.
It's a philosophy. If I break the code, then it's just not.
I feel you. I'm glad I didn't adopt that code because
that's a code. It don't matter. Like, I'm not gonna be actively searching for some of these celebrities, but there are websites I go to that have leaks. And if I happen to come across a post that says Gabby Sidibe News, I gotta check it out just for the culture.
But if I know that they at a certain age, like, I just can't.
It don't matter, bro.
I can't see myself openly go out of my. It don't matter. I just can't do it. Because I already know I don't want to be scarred. I don't want my listen.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell you. This is true story, and this is the reason why I can't know. So look, I think I had to been about like, I don't know. I think about 8 years old. I came down here to North Carolina. You feel what I'm saying? Visiting one of my great aunts. God rest her soul. She had great aunts. Yeah. And I got up one night. I stayed the night at her house. I got up one night and went to the damn bathroom. She was like, at that time, I think she was like in her 80s. I was permanently staying, and I'm glad I was half asleep, but I was permanently staying of the vision that I saw when she was going. We was actually going to the bathroom, and I saw gravity take it over. So based off the age. So now if you telling me Barbara Bush, you know what I'm saying? I can't. Because I've been.
Why you keep bringing it back to Barbara Bush?
Because
that was just one.
I got you, but I'm just saying, I just like the age. Just can't. I can't even.
I have to for the culture.
I got you. I just can't even fathom my mind. To be like, yeah, let me look at it.
I can. Leslie Jones nudes leaked a few years ago. During that time, they were hacking celebrities' phones, and I saw a post that said Leslie Jones nudes, and I had to check it out for the culture.
Were they good pictures?
I ain't gonna lie. She her body isn't bad. It's it's from the neck up where the problems are.
Okay.
But yeah,
See now that's the difference. If she, based off the age and if her physical features if Mother Nature hasn't taken over and the age has taken over, I've seen some gorgeous black women that's 60 plus years old, and their shit is, their body is like out of this world, better than women that's our age or younger.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't no work of art or nothing like that, no crazy shit. But like I said,
it wasn't. It was.
I didn't want to vomit when I didn't know whose face it. When I saw the body. So it is what it is. But yes, I got to do it for the culture. And I've seen a lot of female celebrities who I regret looking at, but I don't regret the logic, so you just got to take a look at it. Check it out. And if it's bad, you hope you keep your food down. You hope you keep your eyesight and your vision on lock throughout it all, But that's the way of the world. So,
For the culture.
For the culture. But, with Stacey Dash, hey.
I ain't paying shit for her ass.
I wouldn't pay for it.
I know that shit is astronomically high.
No, it's terrible.
And then, like I said, the fact that word got out that she ain't showing shit, you know what I'm saying? That makes it even worse.
And the weird, crazy part is there's tons and tons of Stacey Dash nude photos online now because she took a lot of nude photos in her 20s and 30s. Right. She was with Playboy. She did a Playboy shoot.
Yep.
So you can see all of her goods right now. You ain't got to see them when she's 58. You can see them in her 20s and 30s.
Well, I guess her physical features.
She's still bad.
So they like, damn, let me see what this 58-year-old look like.
Yeah, I ain't gonna take that away from her in the looks department. I know she hate black people.
I just know I ain't giving it to her.
I ain't giving her no money.
I let somebody else go see. Hey, what it look like? Okay, let me paint my. I see what she look like.
I've already seen what it looks like.
Exactly, seen what it look like. As you said, 20s, 30s.
I've seen what it looks like
Playboy.
in the 20s and 30s.
Right, exactly. So now
I'm kind of curious to see what it looks like in the 50s and
right,
60s.
exactly. So if somebody paint the vision and what you already seen in 20s and 30s, it just got a little bit more age on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you already done seen it. He's like, okay, she got some gray. She got a little gray down there. She probably done shaved it all off, or she probably left a little patch down there. With
See, now
gray.
you thinking about it.
Of course, because I'm just saying, I can envision.
Exactly.
But I ain't going to pay for a shit, though.
I wouldn't pay for none of this either. Like I said, I see all this shit for free. I'm not like subscribing to anybody's OnlyFans page.
No, I need that money.
Hell no.
Need
But that's why I said, that's why I look at anything. It's not like I'm signing up on
Hey, Sherrone,
OF.
I need your bread, man, so I could.
I don't need to sign up for any of that. But, yo, they got websites you go to. You see leak photos from certain people's OnlyFans pages, and you come across some new photos. I'll take a look at them. That's just the logic behind things. But in addition to that, there was a report released saying Atlanta ranks the #1 city worldwide for OnlyFans and spending per capita.
I believe it.
I definitely believe that. So they're saying $525,475.69 is spent per 10,000 people in Atlanta. And that's up from by 1% from last year. Number 2, I guess the second biggest tricking city worldwide is Orlando, Florida. And they're spending $466,430 per 10,000 people. And then third is Milan, Italy.
Damn, son.
So, yeah, this is just giving you an idea. This is, again,
bread.
it's worldwide. This is international.
They kick that bread out.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why. That's the reason why a lot of this simp ass shit that's going down, women. I saw a little question online, conversation online, whereas a woman took a picture and stuck a middle finger up saying like men don't approach them no more in the club. You know what I'm saying? They don't approach them. And the comments I saw, which I firmly agree, like shit, when men do approach you, you give them the stank face, or I'm here dancing with my girls and stuff. So we're listening. We don't engage no more. So we ain't bothering you. You feel what I'm saying? And it seems like a lot, especially a lot of these new age women, they're the self-gratification online, where if you can post an average picture and get 500, 1,000 likes and loves and over 500 comments, and then if you post a random Cash App if you got like 5,000 followers, a guarantee 500 to 600 of them motherfuckers gonna send you some money through Cash App. So you done made money without even have to really give up no engagement with the man. You get constant self-gratification, how you look and what you're doing, praise without actually dealing with a man. You feel what I'm saying? So where's the need for a man? Where's the need for the interaction for men and women when they're taking that where they can get online with little to no participation? Just post something random.
Yeah, yes it is. It's very random. And this kind of leads to another situation because we brought up Atlanta. And with Atlanta being, I gotta say, if Atlanta is #1 on OnlyFans and #1 on strip clubs, can we officially say Atlanta is the trick capital of the
country?
world? I would say the world. Well,
you said the world. I wouldn't say
I'm
the
sure
world.
there's some thirsty niggas in India that
I
give
would say
Atlanta niggas run for their money.
Right. I'm about to say in the world because you got plenty of places now that I can't think of, but I'm sure I probably Google search that they're thirsty and they got the bread and they actually kick that motherfucking money out. Especially like Saudi Arabia, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Them brown
okay, I won't go as far as to say the world, but Atlanta is definitely the trick capital of the United States.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah, and they cultivate tricking at a very young age. 21 Savage was on a interview saying how Atlanta basically grooms children for club culture.
At the time I'm in the house, so goddamn. I think Atlanta. This is what I think. This is how I really feel. I feel like Atlanta is really goddamn. What's the word? Atlanta really a. Cause Atlanta really groomed us, bro, since we was kids. The fuck? No, just listen to what I'm saying. Maybe the worst word.
What's up, TJ?
Maybe wrong word. Atlanta is a grooming ass city.
Okay.
Atlanta groomed us niggas since we was 10, 11, 12 on club life, bro. Like, nigga, when I was a lamb nigga on my mama, nigga, I was taking out trash for $2 in apartments. Just to goddamn get some chucks and some dickies to go to the cater skate.
Yeah.
Getting wristband, goddamn, nigga, they used to have pictures with no liquor. You just get a picture of Sprite. So your ass getting groomed for the club.
Yeah.
From you goddamn in middle school.
Yeah.
So now when you goddamn 30, man, nigga, I've been going to the club since I was 11, 12 years old, bro. The club.
Bro, super.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that was 21 Savage making an appearance on Perspectives podcast, Perspectives with Bank, and explained how he feels Atlanta is grooming children for club culture. And I kind of agree with him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't grow up in Atlanta, but there's social media. You see plenty of parents posting children's birthday parties in Atlanta online, and you see they're having these parties in actual clubs, or they're turning areas into clubs. I've seen it. They'll have bottle girls. They'll set up the whole children's party to look just like a nightclub and a club life. So once 21 Savage said that, I kind of saw a connection to what he was saying just off my previous experiences of what I seen on social media. Because the parents love, well, not the parents, the mothers love showing off, their 5 and 6 year olds party where they're at some club late night. They'll rent out limousines and have the children in limousines pulling up to some club, and the kids want to just kick it and, watch SpongeBob or something, but they got to be grown. And shout out to Buddha 9834.
Shout out.
That's not just Atlanta, though. We were like that in Columbia, too. So I guess this Buddha is not the Buddha that does the podcast with us, so he must be referencing Columbia, Ohio. He's from the Midwest. But, yeah, apparently this culture is rampant. I'm glad I didn't have to grow up with that. I was allowed to be a kid. I went to Chuck E. Cheese. They had this spot in Maryland called Captain Andy's. I don't know if that was anywhere else. It was like showbiz. Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese and stuff like that in Jersey, So I know that,
But yeah, that's kind of setting up kids.
That's the whole thing now. It's just like you got parents that's trying to be friends with their children.
Mm-hmm.
Or what I would say over parenting. They want to give them things and experience things that they wasn't able to, or they are experiencing now, and you really taking it not knowing whether it's intentionally or unintentionally, not knowing that you're taking the innocence of the child away. Because believe it or not, when the person has to wait for something, that allows them to mature to be able to handle the situation if they engage in doing. But feeding them that stuff that early, it just create an unhealthy behavior pattern, in my opinion.
No, I'm in agreement with you, and it's Atlanta, so you got to raise a new generation of tricks, and you got to condition them.
Even though we just gave an example of Blueface and his mom, that's another version.
Oh yeah, don't get it twisted. There is tons of Blueface and his mom relationships going on in Atlanta right now as we speak, and they cultivating those kids into being tricks. That's what's going on. There's just a lot of tricking going on in the air, and at this point, it's generational.
Exactly.
God, that must suck, man.
This what happened when you let high class society events or lifestyle drop down, engage into regular people, because there's levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? When you able to do certain things because you have the means, the money, the resources to do all those things. A lot of people be doing stuff and they don't even have the resources to do it, and they be financially strapped by trying to overdoing it.
Mm-hmm.
Let a kid be a kid. Give him a simple birthday. A kid is happy with just having a cake and ice cream and some friends or family, and y'all singing happy birthday, and the fact that the parents there and everything, they're happy with that. Christmas time, you ain't gotta go broke. The kids happy if they got multiple gifts. You can sit here, if you can take like $200 and take $100 and go like to Five Below and go in there and spend like $50 and get like damn near 100 different types of toys and stuff. And then you get a one big expensive gift, and the more gifts they able to excuse me, the more gifts that a child's able to open, they are happy with that experience, and their parents there, you know, engaging with that experience with them. You take the joy out of it because you overdoing it. Stop deflecting your experience on them. Yes, it's your experience supposed to be a reminder and supposed to be a stabilizer for you to maintain and keep your sense of urgency to where it's at, to where you can properly lead and cultivate a healthy situation in your family. So when your kids get out here and they become adults, they don't have this false sense of outlook on what life's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. I'm in agreement with you. Yeah. So I personally think a lot of this is due to the internet. I think social media has broken down the walls, because I definitely remember visiting Atlanta in the 90s and early 2000s, and it was a completely different city than what it is now. And I do think a part of it is because the internet is breaking down the walls in society, because in Atlanta you had different sections of the city that people could go to. Like you had the strippers over there, you had the college students over here, you had the regular people over there, and everybody stayed in their own corner. And now with the social media, you got everybody fucking with everybody. And it's the same thing happening here with social media and dating apps and everything. You have the walls breaking down. You had the trick section of town. You had the lounge section of town. You had the hoes and the hood rat section of town. And now, because of dating apps and all this shit, it's all just molded together. Now you got niggas out here looking for wives, but you're running into the women that are on the stripper side of town, and they're looking for tricks.
Or let AI fool their asses.
Yeah, so, you know, you got everybody all molded together. You got strippers and women looking for tricks. You got dudes who are looking to trick, but they're running into the women that are looking to be wifed. You got the guys looking for wives, and they're running into the strippers that want a bag. So you got everybody needing to find everybody, but they can't find everybody because everybody's in a giant pot running around and fucking with each other. So I learned, you got to figure out who's who and deal with who you want to. And just because that coochie's in your face doesn't mean you have to stick your face in it and go.
Right.
Sometimes you just got to let the coochie go because it's just not worth the stress.
$14 million.
Yeah. Be like old
Sherrone.
Coach Moore.
$14 million.
Now that nigga's name is Coach Les.
Coach Dummy.
Coach Dummy.
$14 million.
Okay. I wanted to go ahead and move on to another story. Ebony K. Williams was in the news. Ebony K. Williams decided to make her comments well known on the recent reportings of Kandi Burruss and Todd Tucker divorcing. So she decided to take to a podcast. What is the name of that podcast? I don't know, but we'll edit it in when I do it. Anyway, she decided to give her opinion on the divorce.
Yeah, part of the reason that I decided to be a single mom by choice, Carlos King, and use a donor and not have a father for liberty, not use a friend, not have a co-parenting situation is because I knew my circumstances professionally would put me in Candy's exact situation. And that I would very possibly end up paying child support for my own daughter. Oh, absolutely. Excuse me. I would easily be in a position to have to go in front of a judge looking just like this and plead my own case for my own daughter that I carried and birthed to say, despite my travel schedule, my work schedule, my sometimes lack of real-time availability, I assure you I can make sure all of her needs are met, because that opens the door, Carlos, for exactly this, where a father, despite the relationship between me and the father, despite what we even previously agreed to, could then say, Your Honor, look at her. She's outside. She might be outside for very wonderful, noble reasons, but she's away from home. And children need, mom to be home. Mom's not available to be home. And so she has put her custody rights at risk from a legal standpoint. And I'm here to step into the pocket. I'm here to step into the role and play the primary custodian for my children. And that's a real risk, Carlos. And it is one of the reasons I'm telling you that women with high power careers that demand travel or time away, my daughter is being very well taken care of right now, Raindrops and Carlos. I assure you, I'm getting hourly updates from her nanny, who has been with her since she was 4 months old. She's in a lovely, preschool that she's been. So she's good. But if I had to argue this to a judge, it could go either way. And I wasn't willing to risk it going either way.
So that was Ebony K. Williams talking to Carlos King. And as you heard, she said the reason for getting a sperm donor, making herself a single mother, denying a father to her children,
want to pay no money,
and potential child support. And I think that's a pretty dumb reason to leave your kid fatherless.
No, it really speaks into how society and women, especially women that has power. When I say power, they have power based off of financial means. The fact of the matter is, and this is the difference between black women and non-black women. And this is the reason why a lot of black women isn't married. Because the fact of the matter is, if they got their own, if they're made it, they're not looking. They're not looking at a man's finances, his well-being, as if it's an asset. They look at it as an option. And because of that, they was like, well, I got my own. I don't need yours. You know what I'm saying? Which, if you want to mate, if you want to be in a meaningful relationship, if someone is a potential match, whether you got yours or not, you know what I'm saying? They feel you should be able to compromise. But then again, when men was making the money and they was the big dogs, and the women was the ones that stayed at home, moms and stuff like that, when they came to the divorce, they got half. They got alimony paid, child support, et cetera, et cetera. Now you got a lot of women that's in the men's position, financially strapped, and they don't want to do that. So they just learning from our mistakes, and they're making sure that they're not in a position. So they intentionally look at Cardi B. Intentionally look at Rihanna. Intentionally be single mothers, even though ASAP is there, but they intentionally don't want to get married and they don't want to get married and have children, because if they the top breadwinner, they know if they get a divorce, they're going to pay him money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I just think this is a selfish stance from Ebony K. Williams, because while you're talking about your money, you're thinking that the money replaces the masculine role in your child's life, and it's just a false sense of security. And you're only doing this because of a worst case scenario situation where you're scared of having to pay a man money for child support, So now your daughter has to grow up without a father because of a situation that might not even happen.
Right.
And I just think that was extremely
And
selfish.
it could be somebody that has money.
Yeah.
It's just the fact she has more money than him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it comes down to.
But I also think Ebony K. Williams kind of understood a man with money doesn't really want to deal with her because she had that white man with money who he decided to dip on her ass during the COVID.
It's a lot, but if you really look at it though, it's a lot of women that agrees with her. It's a woman going viral now on World Hip Hop when they said don't date a woman in her mid or the late 30s and she has no kid. So she was 38 years old. She got up. She started, dancing and twerking and stuff. And her little Shih Tzu dog is running around and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But, I definitely don't agree with Ebony K. Williams in this situation. And I don't really like how she put it out there that
no, she's speaking with everybody. What a lot of women is actually doing.
And a lot of women are wrong. You can't deny that. But the part that really gets me is that women have been fighting for equality in these careers and salaries for over 100 years now. Because feminism and all this movement started in the early 1900s. And in my mind, I was thinking, these are the laws that were created to benefit y'all. Mm-hmm. Now men are starting to benefit from what in the past decade.
Yep.
And I just start thinking to myself, y'all didn't think about this in the 70s and 80s and 90s when y'all were pushing the feminist agenda, how eventually there might be a time when y'all make more money than men and men might be subject to some of the laws that benefited y'all. Y'all didn't think about that. And
nope.
Think about how child support would affect y'all when other women were receiving it in the 90s and 2000s. You never thought that this would affect you in the negative way. You just thought it was going to be some positive shit for women for however long this system lasts. That's the part that got me. It seems like none of these feminists ever planned for their success.
Of course.
That shit threw me off. I'm like, y'all are fighting for success and you get it without thinking of the cons that come with your success. The cons that come with women making lots of money is some of it's going to pay men.
You got to pay to play.
Yeah, every man.
What's the old saying? When it's men, they used to say it's cheaper to keep her. Now, it's cheaper
to keep him. Yeah. But, I definitely think Ebony K. Williams is out of line. And speaking of out of line, there was that interaction that went on with the CEO of Uncle Nearest, Fawn Williams. She was out doing a promotion, I guess, for her brand. And while at a liquor store, she ran into apparently an old classmate from elementary school and played the hell out that dude.
Hello, how are you?
We're just in the same class as 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Washington.
So I'm supposed to remember you. Okay, can I tell y'all that this man just said, do you remember me?
From 6th and 7th grade.
Make it make sense to me. He said we were in the same class in the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Me, you, Naeem, and Sharice.
Okay.
That part.
He's being serious.
Yes,
though.
he
Are you
is.
being serious? I do not. I'm sorry. No, I don't remember the 6th, the 7th, or the 8th grade.
We were in the same class.
Okay.
Me, you, and
Well,
Naeem.
it's nice to meet you.
Yo,
Hello. Okay. All right.
So that was Fawn Williams, CEO of Uncle Nearest Liquor Brand. And
In fairness, I seen the whole clip.
yes.
And she was trying to hurry up and get in because I guess she was at a speaking event and everything. And on the time, and everybody as she inching towards the door, everybody want to have a picture. They want to say something to him. So she's trying to be polite and give the crowd, the supporters, what they want. You feel what I'm saying? And the gentleman that approached her and asked her that question, it caught her off guard. You know what I'm saying? And even after they caught her off guard, she still was polite. Even though she announced that, she wanted to make sure that you had a lot of cameras and stuff like that, so people take shortcuts, snippets, sound bites, and they post that. So she still was polite towards them and everything. She didn't She didn't do anything. I felt like she didn't do anything embarrassing to him. Him, on the other hand, he's not crazy for doing it. Two things can be true once again. She honestly didn't know him or remember him because, like I said, a lot of people, I don't remember shit that happened last year. If it's not significant for me to remember, I'm not going to remember. Okay, that's just facts. For him, it was significant for him. That's why he remembered her 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. He liked her. You feel what I'm saying? So because he liked her, he remembered her. So two things can be true. He remembered her, and he thought like, hey, let me shoot my shot. Let me see, if she actually remembered me. She didn't. One, because she ain't had time to think. She's trying to get in the damn door to the speaking event, and she's trying to address, all the fans out there. Give them their pictures, sign autograph, and everything. And that was the moment that he asked her a question that would have caused her to pause and think. So when you moving like that, you want to keep the flow going, and you don't want to look stunned or surprising because that would have might amplify it even more. You feel what I'm saying? Probably made the situation even more uncomfortable unintentionally. So she was just trying to keep everything transitionally smooth. I didn't see she did anything wrong behind it.
Okay. Well, yeah, basically, as y'all saw, people were saying she came off as cold and dismissive. And it looks like this happened, in front of the liquor store. And he claimed she barely looked up when he offered her a gift of her favorite cigars and said, she says, I don't have space for that. So this was another interaction. And
I mean, again, she didn't take anything else for nobody. Everybody else probably bought something of hers. You feel what I'm saying? So if she started taking his gift, not knowing what's in there, because he could be fanned out. You know what I'm saying? Probably got something in there that can actually hurt her. Don't know that. So it's not safety-wise, it's not good to take something like that because we got some crazy-ass people out here. And then if she started taking his gifts, guess what else? If everybody else start asking her to take gifts, now she got to take gifts for everybody else because the first person that she denied of taking a gift, they're going to say something negative about her. So again, she didn't do anything wrong. She couldn't accept his gift because if she accepted, one, she would have known what's in there. Something could possibly in there to hurt her. You feel what I'm saying? Two, which could be one, now she got to accept gifts for everybody that's out there. Because what she did after she passed him, she said, well, let me go down the line and let me give everybody a hug and take that picture. She's trying to accommodate because she knew that situation was uncomfortable.
Okay, well, this interaction involving the cigars happened at a book signing a few months back. So this wasn't the interaction that I just showed on the clip. So that was with somebody else. This is another interaction previously she had with a supporter where the supporter felt she was being cold and dismissive at the book signing, and what she said after he offered her cigars in a good gesture that she doesn't have the space for that. And then this reaction on camera with this man where she actually went back on the internet and apologized. She issued an apology to the man involved and said it was an awkward moment that was clipped out of context. And she emphasized that she makes an effort to engage with people at public events and has never turned away anyone. But she issued an apology saying she understands why that man felt dismissed and expressed regret and sincerely apologized to him. So this is one of many incidents this CEO is having with some of her supporters. So
again,
I think personally, I think she's just a mean girl.
I don't think she mean. I just think that you if you're a public figure, you have to have some type of parameters around you.
Yeah,
especially let me cut you off. Especially if you are engaging with your supporters, you have to have some type of consistency. So, what's the consistency she showed?
She's mean. She don't have good customer service.
I didn't take that she mean. I just took like when when she's meeting people, she just trying to keep it basic.
No.
Take the picture, sign the autograph, keep it moving.
So then why did she go out her way to announce what the man said to her? Did you hear what he said? He said he went to school. She tried to embarrass that man, and it bit her in the ass. And now she's copping pleas. And like I said, based on that book signing shit, she knows how to act when the cameras are rolling. Well, actually, I take that back because she don't.
She did it with the cameras.
Because I can tell you, based on that interaction, she's cold and callous. Because I saw that interaction, and like I said, I work in a field where I got to know how to talk to people.
Right.
And you got to have positive interactions with people. And I could see, based on that interaction, she just has bad customer service. She don't interact properly, maybe with that man. Maybe with men in general. I don't know if it's a man thing, but it's two men complaining, or one man on camera.
Two different men.
Yeah. And it might be a man thing. I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but I'm just seeing based on that interaction.
Too many consistencies.
Yeah. And I just thought she handled that terribly. Like, there's so many different ways you could have handled it. You could have just smiled, nodded, and agreed with the nigga.
That's true.
That's why I said, why did she go out his way? Like, did you hear him? That's the part that got me.
I understand,
like,
and then
I would have just rolled with it,
right? And based off of that, it can be subjective. Like, hey, you did a little bit too much.
I ain't gonna lie, that's happened to me before. I was at Best Buy one time about 15 years ago, and the dude working the register was a dude that had a room a couple doors down from me at Chidley Hall when I was at Central. The difference was the dude looked completely different because he had put on a lot of weight and I didn't recognize him. I remember sitting there that whole week when I was at the register. He was like, yo, man, it's good to see you. And I was looking at him kind of stunned because I didn't know who he was. He's like, yeah, we used to live a couple doors down in Chidley. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, cool, And that was it. It was like, okay, it's good to see you again, bro. I hope everything is good. And I spent the entire week going, who is that nigga? And it took me a whole week, and I just couldn't stop thinking about it. And finally, I remembered him, and the reason he was different is because he had put on massive weight. When he was in the dorms with me, dude was cut. So that's why I couldn't remember him, because he looked completely different than what he was in the dorms. But I didn't make the interaction awkward. I didn't know the dude at the moment when I was talking to him. I just went along with it. Like, yeah, it's good seeing you, man. Hey, I hope everything is good on your side. And my number one thing is don't embarrass people if you don't remember them. Even if I don't know if they're lying or whatever, but it was just like, the last thing I want to do is embarrass somebody because they remembered me.
Right.
And obviously, if I don't remember this person and this person remembers me, I have an obvious effect on them that they would remember me and call me out if I don't remember them. So the least I could do is just keep it cordial with them, not make them feel bad for calling it out.
Or just you could have kept it cordial and still thinking at the same time.
Exactly. But I felt like she went beyond the Call of Duty. Like, she clowned this nigga. Like, yo, this nigga here just...
Did you just hear what he said?
Exactly. That's why I said she was being extra with it. So I personally think she's a mean girl just based off those interactions. I'm not saying she's a bad person.
Gotcha.
I've dealt with my fair share of mean girls.
Yeah, and based off her actions,
she fits the profile.
She fits the profile.
But I wish her the best for her brand. I'm not gonna sit here and say she's a bad person.
Right.
It
just got two incidents that's super questionable of your behavior.
She's just bad customer service. She's maybe not personable, which is not the worst thing in the world.
Nope.
Okay, I wanted to move on to music because I know you mentioned earlier you have not heard Nas and DJ Premier's Light Years.
I was trying to listen. I got one in and yeah, this gonna have to grow on me.
Yeah. So I took time yesterday because it came out on Friday, and I listened to the whole thing, start, first track to the outro, and I will say it's a good album. It's a good album with Nas and DJ Premier, but it is definitely not the album we were expecting.
Right.
It's not classic status. There are a few missteps, mainly on the production side, where Premier Nas to me lyrically is in top form. I think he was killing it on a lot of the songs lyrically, and for the most part, DJ Premier was too. The production was actually decent. There were just a couple missteps on a few of the songs that overall I think took the quality down. But if I had to give it a rating just off of my first listen, I would give it 3.5 out of 5. It was a palatable listen, but I definitely think I said this multiple times today in different people's comment sections who commented on the album. If this album dropped 30 years ago, instant classic, no doubt about it. You catch 1995 Nas, 95 Primo coming fresh off of Group Home's Living Proof album, where he was in his prime production. Nas, I think it was written Nas. You put them together. That's a classic album right there. But what we got, but what we got, I'm not gonna say it was bad because it's not a bad album. But like I said,
that's one of the ones that you got to hear it a couple of times, or you hear a couple of DJ mix it in their mix, and it'll grab your attention.
Yeah. I'll give a shout out to my top 5, which was like New York State of Mind Part 3. I definitely like Sons, Young Kings. I like the shout out he gave to the ladies of hip hop. I definitely like Nasty Esco Nasir, where he was rapping about the 3 different sides of him, where he was rapping about being Nasty Nas Escobar from the It Was Written era, and you had pause
right there, 98, baby.
Yeah. And then you had the joint called Madman, which is, to me, one of my favorite tracks of the album. So it got some bangers, and it got a couple tracks that will make it into my rotation. But like I said, I got to judge it overall as an album. There were some slight missteps in the album that I very much disagreed with. One of them being It's Time. I did not like DJ Premier flipping the Steve Miller Band's Fly Like an Eagle.
Yeah.
Do. First of all, I expect a little bit more deeper crate digging for Premier, but I just didn't like Premier's flip on that song. But it's not like the worst shit ever or anything.
You know that's the reason why a lot of the OGs coming out with albums, because the YNs they don't do enough sampling. They're so fixated on creating new sound, not understanding that if you can create new sound off of old sound or older recorded sound. And I listen between Shade 45 and Rock the Bells, and they have segment where they do a lot of sampling. They take a lot of our songs that we know about and they sample, and you get to hear where they got the song from and how they created, whether they speed it up, slow it down, add something to it. And that's the reason why a lot of these YNs not making good music, because they don't do enough sampling. They're so, like I said, they want to make a sound that of their own. Only 1% will actually come out with a whole new sound. But a lot of it, and even if you do come out with a whole new sound, sampling has always been part of hip hop. The reason why you always have historical classics. Like I can go back. I can go somebody that's 18 years old, right? I can pull up all the music that I was listening to when I was 18, and it goes just as hard, if not harder, than the ones that's 18 years old right now.
Yeah, I'm in full agreement with you in that regards. But with Nas and DJ Premier's album, I'm going to say this is kind of a symptom of waiting people, or of making people wait. As I said, people would have accepted this caliber of album from Nas and Premier if it dropped in the early 2000s or late 90s. It's when you keep people waiting for 30 years for this album that you've kind of been flirting with for over 3 decades. Yeah.
Expectations.
People are expecting a classic.
Well, so is it fair to say too that a lot of that is unambiguous what is the word? Unexpectations? You know what I'm saying? Higher than they supposed to?
Yes, but I also think the artists are responsible for this because, like I said, when you're taking, like Dr. Dre with Detox, when you're taking a decade, 2 decades to drop an album, you goddamn right we expecting it to be worth waiting for that long.
Correct.
And if it doesn't live up to the hype, which a majority just aren't, because this is an expectation we put on and not the artist, yeah, we're going to feel let down. That's why I say it's better for artists to just drop projects. We'll accept a mediocre project if we had to wait on it a couple years versus a couple decades. Look at Andre 3000. If Andre 3000 ever drops a solo, that shit better be a classic, bro. Because if it's anything less than a classic, people are going to be upset and say, this is what I waited 2 decades, 3 decades
Well,
for.
they already giving it to him because he played the flute.
Yeah, exactly. And that would be another reason why if we hear he's dropping a solo album of rap, yeah, nigga, that shit better be a fucking classic.
Top of the line, nigga. As soon as I put that shit on, I'm automatically.
Exactly, because the number one thing you can't say is you didn't have enough time and it was rushed. Those are the 2 excuses you
cannot use. You have more time than you can.
Yeah, you had more time, so it better be good. That's the number one excuse we give to artists when their shit is bad.
Look, you can do one song every 2-3 years, and when you got that album together, that shit's supposed to be a classic.
Exactly. So, yeah, my thing was this Nas DJ Premier album is just a symptom of what happens when you make fans wait for so long and we put a high level of pressure on it. And even if it is a good album, which this album is, it's still kind of a letdown just because we waited 3 decades to hear it when you could have just maybe took 1 decade and we wouldn't have said shit.
It would have been
So,
5 mics.
This is partly on the artists. You want to keep people waiting for projects, then yeah, we're gonna keep raising our expectation the longer we wait.
Are we gonna say he kept us waiting for a project? He had a project last year.
I'm talking about this particular one, Nas and Premier.
Premier, gotcha.
Because they've been talking about doing an album together, like I said, since the 90s. Yeah, so it's just like, bruh, either drop the shit early or, just drop the shit. We'll accept it as is, but the longer you make us wait, you goddamn right. So Detox better be a classic. 3 Stacks, that shit better be a classic if you ever drop. It's probably better for you not to drop because at this point, I don't think there's any music you can do that's going to live up to the fans' expectations of what we expect from you.
You'll be surprised.
We'll hope. I'm hoping for the best. Of
course.
Yeah, but sometimes you create expectations that you're not able to fulfill by making people wait. Right. So it's just better to get the shit over with so we can be disappointed early versus waiting 2-3 decades.
I waited up for this shit here.
Yeah. But, yo, if you haven't heard Light Years, Nas and Diddy, check it out because it is still a dope album. But, yeah, don't expect a classic. And with that being said, I don't need an essay to tell me if something's dope or not. I listen to Illmatic, It Takes a Nation of Millions, and all the classic hip-hop in the 90s, and it was dope to me on the first listen. I didn't need a bunch of people convincing me that something was wrong or I needed to.
As soon as you hear it,
it's like I knew it was a classic or I knew it was a good album as soon as I heard it. Classic is another discussion, but yeah, I think it's a good album, but you're not going to convince me that the Nas Premier album is a classic. It's not a classic, but it is a good album. But it's just a few missteps on there that I definitely could have done without. But with that said, moving right along, Conway dropped his album, and I took the time today to do the same thing and listen to it start to finish. I took time to listen to Conway, You Can't Kill God with Bullets. And you know what? I've been giving Griselda a hard fucking time all of 2025 and maybe a portion of 2024 because I thought the projects they were dropping were really subpar. But I'm not going to lie. This album was pretty damn good. I like it slightly better than Nas and DJ Premier's Light Years. But more importantly, this plus West Side Gun's release, and I think there was a release earlier that made me say Griselda is back in top form. I've been giving him a lot of shit over summertime, Butch, and all that other shit.
All right.
But I give props when they're doing right. Griselda's last couple of projects have been up to par, and I definitely think they're back. I was a little pissed with that 52 fake out from Stove God because they made it seem like his album was going to be dropping, but it was just a single that dropped, and we're not getting his album, from my understanding, until 2026. So I was a little bit pissed over that, but I'll get over that when it actually drops. But aside from that, yes, props to Griselda for Westside Gunn's last album and this Conway album, because I was pleasantly surprised. I was thinking y'all ain't have it no more, but y'all definitely do. Shout out to them.
All right.
Okay. Now, the game was on Club Shay Shay, and the game decided to air out his grievances with Compton, and he was admitting that he believes he's the best rapper to ever come from Compton.
You still the best rapper from Compton?
I'm definitely the best rapper from Compton.
Definitely?
Definitely.
Who's the best rapper on the West Coast today?
Game.
Damn, that was quick.
Yeah, it ain't. That's it.
Ain't nobody getting at you?
Can't nobody out rap me, man. And anybody that knows will know. Because people can't, even if you are, like, no one can do what I can do. Like, no one has my skill set. Because not only do I have the ability to wrap circles around people, I'm also with all the bullshit too, if it came down to that. So it's like I'm the best rapper in this town.
Damn, Game. I mean, the OG, man, there's some OGs, some heavyweights. I mean, Cube, Snoop.
I love Cube, but Cube can't out-rap me. I love Cube. And by the way, the reason that Cube can't out-rap me is because I used Cube's legacy to help me sharpen. Right. I use Snoop's legacy to help me sharpen myself. I use Dr. Dre, NWA. So it's like those guys came before me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Kobe, right? You know Kobe watched Mike growing up.
For sure,
right?
absolutely.
But
you see the way he walked? You see the way he chewed that gum?
Okay.
He got the wristband on his elbow?
Now, Mike, in Kobe's prime, Mike couldn't hold Kobe.
No.
But that's because he came before him and he done with it. Right. I'm not saying if I was in 1992 with Cube might be able to, go crazy.
Right.
But right now, like, nah, it's not a rapper on the West that's better than me.
That's Code Shannon to get $50 in lineups after you play.
Okay, so that was the game, basically saying he solidified and is the best rapper from Compton. Do you agree?
Did he win any Grammys?
I don't even think about those when we have this discussion.
Did he win a Nobel Peace Prize?
No.
He ain't the best. Now, is he one of the top end Compton rappers? Top two?
Right now,
yeah, he is. Yeah, he top two, but he ain't number one.
First of all, did they mention Ice Cube? I didn't know Ice Cube was from Compton. I thought they said he was from South Central or some part.
I thought they always.
I don't know the mixture of LA, which is sad because all my relatives in LA are probably cussing me out.
Yeah, of course. Compton is in their own spot.
Yeah, I know that.
So,
because I got family in Compton and Carson.
Right. So you notice he ain't say K-Dot.
No, but he hinted at it. Obviously, K-Dot is from Compton.
Of course, he hinted at it, but he intentionally didn't say his name either.
No, he you know the game. The game is a name dropping, hinting motherfucker. So he said Kendrick's name without saying Kendrick's name. Right. He did it in the games.
But he's top two. He's top three. He's top two, but he's not the best. That's K-Dot. And then, like I said, you real talk. I can see Q is up over him.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of like overall discography, I give it to Ice Cube.
Of course, because he got a longer discography.
Well, not just that. I just think Cube's classics outweigh the Game's classics. I think America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate are better albums than The Documentary and The Doctor's Advocate. And I love The Doctor's Advocate. That is like my favorite album from the Game.
Okay.
Yeah, the Game is like one of those artists that I had to learn to separate the personality from the music because I really love the Game's music, but I hate the Game's personality, and he was one of the first artists to make me realize I can like somebody's music without having to like them as a person. And, you know, because growing up as a teenager, you just liked artist music, which means you automatically like the artist. And no matter what fuck shit the artist did, you would always defend it just because you like their music. The Game was the first artist where I learned to separate that shit from, and it allowed me to enjoy more other artists in the future. But I definitely agree the Game is the top rapper from Compton.
Yep.
I personally like the Game over Kendrick Lamar, but that's a personal preference. I don't expect everybody to agree with me on that. I'm not a huge Kendrick Lamar fan.
Okay, outside of that, just the music, his discography is, he got his class album better than the Game shit.
Yeah, it might be. I just don't listen to enough Kendrick to know.
That's the thing. You need to listen to.
I've tried, bro. I tried. Like, I listened to that album, Damn. That was the only Kendrick album I've listened to start to finish. I think it was 11 tracks, and I was just ready to hear something else. The only reason I listened to the whole thing is I was on a road trip. So I said, you know, might as well listen to the whole thing. You got nothing but a couple of hours to kill driving. So I listened to it, and by the time I was on track 8 or 9, I was just like, man, let's just get this shit over with so I can listen to something else. I just can't get into Kendrick Lamar. I don't hate him. I don't think he's whack or anything. He's just not my cup of tea.
Gotcha.
And I really wish I could put my finger on why that is.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, I just can't get into his music like that. But, yeah, I don't have an issue with the Game saying this, but I also think because of who the Game is, he's going to be using this as a kind of platform to go at Kendrick in 2026 just simply because it's going to garner attention from him, because I feel like that's the type of person the Game is.
Right.
Okay. Moving right along, I wanted to get into sports. Now, I was thrown off today because I kept refreshing my YouTube feed, waiting to see the NCAA football pregame, not realizing that the damn season is over. My dumb ass. I'm like, yo, where is it? Every fucking Saturday morning I bring up the some sort of pregame, and it wasn't there.
College game day.
Yeah, college game day, and I kept checking. I'm like, where is it? And then I looked at subscriptions, and then finally I just said, Alexa, what college football games are playing? She said, nigga, ain't nothing playing. That shit been over last week.
Last week we had a conference championship.
And then Alexa lectured me because she said I'm supposed to keep track of shit like that for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I didn't know there was no more college football.
So the big news out of college football,
your boy in Michigan.
That plus Notre Dame doesn't get selected, and they are.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. They were pissed.
They're crying like a bunch of biatches to where they ain't even going to a bowl game. They they declined the invitation to go to a bowl game because they didn't get into college football. And the Notre Dame AD trying to call out the ACC AD, trying to say, "Oh, you didn't vouch for Notre Dame. You vouched for Miami more than Notre Dame." Felt like that Notre Dame just feel like they should have got in. But the point that you're not understanding is it comes back to the head-to-head matchup. Miami beat y'all. And they beat y'all, that forced them out. Now, some could come up with an argument saying they're a 3-loss team, Alabama shouldn't come in, but then you're going to penalize them for they lose the conference championship. Notre Dame don't have a conference championship because they're not in no conference. So that's a 1-2 strikes on Notre Dame. So Alabama did beat Georgia, so they split the series. So they got in. Notre Dame didn't, and they saying, oh, we having issues with the coach to where once they got wind, other conferences got wind how Notre Dame pretty much gonna try to flex his muscles, because the main reason why, if people know the content, why Notre Dame football, every other sport is affiliated ACC except for football. It's independents because they have their own brand and they don't want to merge with a conference to where their brand gets sucked up with the ACC and they got to split money with them because they got their own television on CBS. I think NBC or CBS, one of them, when their games come on. So because of them not being in a conference, it hurted them. Now, they say, well, Miami didn't get in conference championship. That's true. They didn't get a conference championship. They lost. But what we got to go off, head to head, Miami beat you.
God damn. Damn shame.
So we got number one is Indiana. They the top overall seed because they beat Ohio State. Number two was Ohio State. Number three was damn it, Big 12 champion. I forgot who the Big 12 champion was. Number four was Georgia. So they got a bye. And then let's see, they got teams that got in like James Madison, Tulane, that other people holler about they shouldn't got in because they got a conference championship. So the 12 is out there. This championship start next Saturday, and we're gonna see. We're gonna win that joint.
Cool.
Go Canes.
Yeah, go Canes. Okay, I wanted to move on to boxing because Clarissa Shields was in the news. She did an interview recently with Fight Hype, I want to believe, and she's basically talking about the near future, saying 100% she's having a baby next year in 2026. She's already discussing the gender of what type of child she wants, and I'm just wondering if Papoose got the memo about this whole game plan because she's speaking so matter of fact about it. And doesn't she have an upcoming match coming up?
Yep, that's the reason why she said next year.
Yeah, so she wants to get 2-3 fights out the way, and then she wants to start her family. So I was just thinking, wow, Papoose is still married, isn't he?
Yep, because she has not signed the damn paperwork.
And I'm just like, hey, I still give Clarissa props for at least planning the shit and not going at it like Cardi B while still being married. But, yeah, I think it's a little odd for her to be sharing that publicly, while Pap is still married. I just thought it was...
They're not in North Carolina.
Yeah, definitely.
They're not in North Carolina, so they good. They're safe.
Yeah, so she's saying she didn't want to wait until the late 30s or 40s to raise children. She wanted to be able to run at the park with her kids. God, I hate this. Motherfuckers think you just crippled at 50 and shit.
Yeah, but you ain't running either.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna be chasing 2-year-olds around.
You gonna have to if you had kids that late.
Not if you throw something at them and trip them.
No, you can't because you gotta catch them to trip them.
No, you can't. They're not.
If you got a bad knee or a bad ankle and you can't catch their little asses, yeah, they gonna outrun your big ass. If you get up to 50 and you ain't keeping yourself in shape.
Yeah, well,
ain't no
be
but
acting like, damn, you walking around with a walker at 50.
Man, listen, that's right. But what they saying is, you got to interject. Look, I was around toddlers and babies. You got to, and one of them, you know what I'm saying, Mr. King, he's three. He about to be 3 years old. He's 2.5 years old. Super energetic. Like you cannot keep your eyes off of him because he has no fear in his heart, and they full energetic. You got to be on point. There's no relaxation. Only time you relax when they ass is nap. When they taking a nap or they in the bed for the night. That's the only time you relax. Other than that, when they up, you gotta be on point. That could be tiresome for somebody that's at 50 plus.
Understood. Well, hey, if
versus being in your late 20s and 30s.
I get that, but I mean, people act like, oh, I'm not chasing them around in my 40s and 50s.
No, they not. Shit. You know, most people in their 40s and 50s, they kids grown.
Yeah.
Some of them grandparents and shit. So if you intentionally having kids and you past 50, yeah, that's something to think about. Shit. Unless you are in the gym. Now, if you're in the gym, that's different because that means you still exercising and you pretty much in shape, so you can do that. But if you're not, you just a regular Marion Joe, that can be tiresome.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move to the NFL. There's a couple stories going on in the NFL.
Shador starting for the rest of the year.
Of course, that was a given.
Like
I expected
said,
that.
Like I said.
Who do they play tomorrow? They play... And, damn, I didn't write it down. I wrote the whole shit. Oh, yeah, there it is. They're playing the Bears in Chicago.
Yep, in Chicago.
If Shador can pull off this win, this will solidify his stature in the Browns for at least next season. Because the Bears, what is their record? They're like 9-3?
9-4.
9-4.
And right now they're 7th seed in the race. So if we want to go down the list, so damn, they got us at a night game. So 8:20, they got the 5-8 Vikings against the 6-1 Cowboys. 1 o'clock, you got the 9-4 Bills against the 11-2 Patriots at the Bills. You have the 6-7 Ravens against the 4-9 Bengals. 3-10 Jets against the 9-4 Jaguars. 9-4 Chargers against the 6-7 Chiefs. Now listen to that number. 6-7 Chiefs. That's unbelievable.
Hey, it happens. You can't win it every season.
True. True indeed. You have the 3-10 Cardinals against the 8-5 Texans. Texans on fire. They started off real slow, shaky, but they won like the last 3-4 games. They won. You have the 3-10 Browns against the 9-4 Bears. Bears need this win to stay in the race for the NFC North with Green Bay since they lost to Green Bay last week. You have your 3-10 Commanders against the 2-11 Giants. Who you think gonna win?
It could go any way at this point.
Right.
We got Mariota
and they got your boy in.
Who?
The quarterback for the Giants.
Oh yeah, Jackson.
Dart, always getting his ass popped. So they going at it. Then you have the 2-11 Raiders against the 8-5 Eagles. The Eagles are reeling because last week Jalen Hurts had 2, not 1, but 2 turnovers in one damn play. First time in NFL history that has ever happened.
I thought they said it happened in the 70s.
Okay, well, 2 times then. Well, it hasn't happened in a long time that a person has 2. He had an interception, got it back, and ended up fumbling all in one play. And he had a total of 4 turnovers? 4 turnovers.
Oh, yeah.
And they on a 3-game losing streak. They look very eerie like how it was 2 years ago when they had a 7-game losing streak total collapse. But, they got the Raiders, so they should win this game. But, you got to play.
That's been the talk going on this week because people who are Eagles fans are saying they should get rid of Jalen Hurts, either bench him or trade him.
Which is dumb. Like, how you bench and trade him? He was your Super Bowl MVP last year. Just last year. Like, where does it make sense? You're dumb.
Maybe that's how Philly treats black quarterbacks.
Well, Philly is dumb. Them Philly fans are stupid. If any Philly fan saying that he needs to be traded, you need to be smacked in your damn mouth. Because you just got the damn title. It is hard to win championships in the NFL. And the NFL has created the structure base for that. Just like the NBA is doing it as well. Even down to hockey. And they're trying to do it in baseball, but baseball's saying they ain't having that shit. The point is, they want to create parity. They want to make sure that other teams have a chance to win. Dynasties are not fun anymore because they don't want to see the same team win it. Unless you just go out there and the organization did everything the right way to where Chiefs, you have an opportunity to be in the Super Bowl and this and the third, that's something different. But leagues now are adopting to where they don't want to see dynasties. They rather see different championships come into play.
Exactly. So I think the Philadelphia fans are acting a little bit spoiled.
Right. So then you also have the reeling 8-5 Colts against the 10-3 Seahawks.
That was story number 2.
Now this is really, 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 really interesting because Daniel Jones, he was having, and most people say he was having an MVP caliber type season. He tore his Achilles last week, gone for a year. Leonard, he was hurt, had a knee injury, and then their former first round draft pick, he's on IR through his eye injury, which pretty much Anthony Richardson, which he would never see the field of the Colts again. And so now they're turning to 44-year-old former Wolfpack Phillip Rivers.
Old man Rivers
back on the field. 44. The man hasn't played in 5 years.
A grandfather
of 13 children. And you're sitting here and talking about you're back on the field. He can't move. This is going to be interesting. I get it. It's a desperate move for the Colts because they was looking good at the beginning of the year, looked like they Super Bowl contenders. Now that they lost their quarterback, they're shelling themselves and they're trying to save their season. So, but 44-year-old Phillip Rivers will make his NFL start tomorrow against the Seahawks, which their defense is like dominating. So this is going to be real interesting. I like Seahawks in that game.
Yeah. Now, Rivers was drafted in the same quarterback class as Eli Manning and Roethlisberger in 2004. Played mostly 16 seasons with the Chargers, which is where I remember him, and 1 season for the Colts before retiring. So now with Rivers coming back into the game, he
was part of that famous trade with Eli when Eli got drafted.
Oh yeah,
when Eli got drafted by the Chargers. And
the Giants drafted Rivers, right?
Exactly. Giants drafted Rivers. Eli and his dad said, we ain't playing at the Chargers. And they forced the Chargers to make the trade with Phillip Rivers. So Phillip Rivers went from the Giants to the Chargers. And motherfucker Eli went from the Chargers to the damn Giants. So the next time I hear anybody, especially black folks, talk about nepotism, talk about how they got what they want, this is a prime example right here. They made that trade. But go ahead.
Yeah. All I was going to say was Phillip being with the Colts. He led them to an 11-5 record in 2020 before a loss to the Bills in the wild card game. So he's had success with the Colts, and who knows? There could be a possibility he has success with the Colts again on this game tomorrow.
Yeah. So we got some more games. We got some good games tomorrow. So we got the
that Denver game.
Yeah, the 9-3-1 Packers at the 11-2 Broncos. For them to be 11-2, they are one of the most not taken serious team.
What, Denver?
Yeah, people don't have them like Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, I can see it because they were unexpectedly successful.
Got you. Then you got the 2-11 Titans against the 9-4 49ers. You got the first place 7-6 Panthers against the 3-10 Saints. Panthers hold the driver's seat to win the division and get in the playoffs if they win this game. Because since Tampa Bay had lost Thursday night to Atlanta, walk-off field goal by the Falcons. Then you have the 8-5 Lions against the 10-3 Rams. I need the Rams to beat the Lions because the Lions beat us last week. So I need them to beat. I need them to beat the lose. We beat Minnesota, so we can be in the thick of things of the playoffs. Yep. And then, like I said, Thursday night the Falcons won 29-28. Then you got Monday night games 6-7. Dolphins against the 7-6 Steelers. Dolphins reeling off 3+ straight games. Steelers be without Watt because Watt had emergency surgery today. He had a punctured lung. What happened was he's supposed to be getting some type of therapy. It was reported he was getting some type of therapy with dry needle, and it punctured his lungs. So he had a collapsed lung. He had to have surgery. So he's out for Monday night. TJ Watt.
Cool. Well, that's the NFL in a nutshell. Are there any other topics you?
No.
Okay, cool. Well, it was a good 2 hours and 42 minutes for the show. If you made it this far, like subscribe,
comment, share. Hype them videos up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Remember,
next week the week after that is Christmas.
Right.
Yeah. We'll worry about that next week. When we
make sure y'all get them. We almost close. We need 10,000 subscribers so we can go in, have a live. We can have a call in so the subscribers can call in, give y'all voice chat. We're going from there. Let's go.
Yeah. Cool.
Peace.